Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground! Episode 72, and I just had a power surge caused by my air conditioner that I don't really need because it's like 68 degrees, but I'm fat and I have nasal congestion from allergies. Jay's back.
Plus the boob sweat we get.
Yep. Boob sweat indeed. L.
Yo.
Brian.
Yo.
And Jay will be blocked out by my massive broad shoulders or back fat.
I can kind of see him. But
You can call it either thing.
They should get rid of pixelating things that are inappropriate and just use people's fat shoulders, body parts.
Totally.
You can hire me. You can pay me to just block everything.
In front of the guys from Blink-182 in that video the whole time, just blocking them with your shoulder.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Hey, I got good news.
What's that?
We have more than 0.4 megabytes of upload.
Yeah.
Rocking about 11 right now.
Yeah, last week we were at 0.4 and kept failing. I've made the decision from now on we're just going to make sure no matter what we record an audio podcast, we'll just write it out.
Yeah.
But at some point we'll give up on the live end because that's not where we make most of our bread anyway.
Yeah.
All our dough's made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All our fortune, our millions.
Yeah.
We were kind of flustered last week. That's why we didn't do just straight audio.
Yeah.
It was flustering.
But from now on we got to
Yeah, because we tried to like start like 3 times.
I think 3 times.
And then and it was just like now it's just like not even. Like,
And it got to the point where it was almost like a script. We're like,
Yeah.
same thing all 3 times. Like, all right, this.
That wasn't it was 2 weeks ago when I came by with my dog when you guys said that you had friends over and that just got to be a shit show.
Well, it got chaotic at the end, but we both
But it was actually
looking back, and it actually wasn't a bad show.
It actually was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm self-hating.
Yeah.
So anything I do, I think is horrible, which is typically right, but that wasn't really that bad.
I self-hate Mike, too.
you're just so critical of yourself.
No, yeah.
It was a little chaotic at the very end.
care about myself.
Well, it's funny because I came over here like maybe midnight and Mike's like, should have just had you over. Just come by next time. I don't know what's going on here right now.
Yeah, and then in hindsight, it actually wasn't as terrible as we thought.
Yeah, I'm always assuming that everything's bad.
Yeah.
Well, like Mike said, he pretty much, once you could hear Bobby puking with the door closed in the microphones, and he's like, all right, well, now we'll just cut the show.
Well, I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear the file back, the audio file, because.
Where do you get off having pit?
Too early.
Yeah, no.
That was true, but I didn't have access to the captain's files at that time.
Get some new. Those are new Brian drops.
Yeah,
I love them.
those are mine.
No, I never feel slighted if I can't come by. I got other shit I can do. I just usually I'll ask if there's a seat available.
No, I want you to feel slighted because this is important. Yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want you to be absolutely slighted.
Don't you usually watch the wrestling on Saturday? Or that's Wednesday? That's
Wednesdays.
Never mind.
I'm pretty good about keeping busy, though. I mean, I'll just read or watch a movie. I don't really give a shit.
Reading is
Like in a book?
Reading is fun and mental.
Not on a phone or anything?
reading is like this. Remember this show from the kids? Reading Rainbow?
Who's singing this?
Some guy making fun of Wes from Puddle of Mud.
Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop with the drops. We're gonna get things
That band's really bad.
Puddle of Mud.
Did you hear what was it? It was.
Oh, don't talk about bands. We'll get more hate.
It was him covering.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying even before that, they had a song where it's like, I like the way you smack my ass.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
they're
That was
horrible.
a huge hit.
This is the stupidest fucking
It was really
song I've ever
bad.
heard.
I like when he tried to get emotional and wrote about his son that he didn't have custody of.
Yeah.
Well, Wes, you can always stop drinking if you want custody of your son.
Then the other song is
Just be a responsible parent.
Yeah, you need to take care of yourself, Wes, and
Drinking
watch
that-
what you do.
As you,
She
I
fucking
get it.
hates me.
And their band name is Bad Alone, but then has 2 D's like the Women's Jeans Company.
Oh yeah, it does. I didn't even think about that.
By the way, I'm gonna be honest to you people that are watching. I used a bunch of hashtags that we're probably not going to talk about at all. I just want you here, so you can go ahead.
We sucked you in.
We sucked you in.
I didn't even look at that. What hashtags did you use?
Because there's a big void going to happen in podcasting, and we're going to fill it for you. We're going to fill it for you.
What's the void?
I don't know.
Oh,
I just making shit up as I
Damn
go.
it.
Hey,
Like
what's
I
up?
said,
What's up, Morgan?
hey Morgan.
Thank you.
Like I said
What's up, Morgan?
last week, that nobody heard this, but our content is up there with the best of it.
Yeah.
No, we are probably top 5.
Nobody heard
6
it, but
maybe.
We're probably the top 5 podcast on my street here in Michigan. I think.
No, man. These 3 blocks. You got to give us that.
yeah, I would say at least a couple square blocks.
My buddy actually lives on Rosemont, and he's starting up a podcast, so watch out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to be the best podcast in my neighborhood. This guy
On this side of 12 or on that side?
Other side of 12.
Well,
Oh,
see,
wait, see?
different neighborhood.
different neighborhood
No,
doesn't count.
No, yeah, that might as
Doesn't
well.
count.
That might as well be like a completely different country.
Wait, who you calling a drunk? I don't drink.
I just doxed myself. Who cares? I want someone to come here to bother me. I want
Morgan called us all drunk.
Lars is going to show up. He's going to be pissed.
Oh, is he really? Yeah,
Morgan,
when I get.
water and coffee.
I wanted to talk to you guys about an event that happened this morning.
Yeah.
I went to bed at 10 o'clock and got up at 7:30 like an old person. because I'm old now. I
Yeah.
can't handle anything anymore.
That's still more than 8 hours of sleep. That's pretty
But it's not. The point is the early
Getting up
going
early.
to bed thing.
Yeah.
That's bad. But it's probably diabetes. Whatever. I'll forget about
Probably.
it. Anyway, I went to 7-Eleven. I come back home, and there's this huge guy that he's tatted up. His head. He even has the head tattoos, arms all sleeved up, and he's like doing the fucking hand gestures at my dad because my parents live next door, and I'm like, oh God, I really don't want to fight this guy. But I'm gonna have to save my dad, and take the beating.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like a pro wrestler, and he's like doing this shit, and I'm like, I gotta get out, like I fucking park the car real quick. I get out. Hey, what's going on? He goes, oh, this guy doing the roof. He was just one of those animated type of people, and he's like explaining to my dad.
I'm gonna totally do that roof.
Yeah, and he's like doing my dad's roof.
Like, he's gonna beat my dad.
And my thing is like, I can't let my 65-year-old dad with a heart condition take the beating. I'm gonna have to take it.
Yeah.
And I was like so like dreading. I'm like, this is gonna be bad because I'm gonna have to hit him. I'm gonna have to hit this guy.
Yeah.
But he's just one of those people that's super animated. He's like, hey, what's? And when I shook his hand, he like pulled me towards him.
Oh, one of
One of
those.
those
boy.
guys. I was like, oh man.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to be shaking hands right now. There's a pandemic going
Yeah.
on.
Pump fists.
Fucking idiots.
Or touch
Yeah,
elbows.
tell this guy there's a pandemic. He'll call you a non-straight person.
Choir?
Yeah. You'll
He'll
be
call you a choir member.
You'll be unstraight to him. But yeah, so I thought. So before I even had a sip of coffee, I thought I was gonna have to fight a pro wrestler.
I did
was
almost
scared.
the same thing, except for I went to bed at 12 and woke up at like 6:30, and then didn't do any of the other stuff you did. So my story's not even close to yours.
I don't think I can physically fall asleep before 11:30 or 12, even if I have to wake up at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Typically, yeah,
I have to make myself go to bed. Like
I get about 5 hours of sleep a night, but last night I was just dead tired. I don't know why.
that's my problem. I'm in bed for like 7 hours, 7.5 hours. I only get 5 hours though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't sleep well.
I can go to sleep when I fall, but I just once I'm up to go to the bathroom, I never feel like I can go back to sleep.
That's yeah. And I drink way too much water.
I can't
usually before bed.
I can't relate to that. If I can go back to sleep up and that's my issue. I'm up and back a lot. I hate it.
I work with a guy named Chuck. Chuck's awesome, but I fucking hate him because
The way you pause it sounds like you're changing his name for.
no, his name's
His
just Chuck.
name is Chuck.
His name is Chuck, and like he'll take his lunch and he'll eat for like first 15, 20 minutes, and then he'll lay his head on the table. In 30 seconds, fucker's out,
Yeah.
goes to sleep.
wow.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Takes 20-minute power naps like that. I'm like, but he's ex-military, so he's like you learn to sleep anywhere.
Military can sleep.
Military.
anywhere.
I worked with the guy Raymond like that. We had like a 10-minute break twice a day.
Did everybody love him? No, okay.
Yeah,
God,
not really. He hated cheese.
that is a
He hated cheese.
and every all cheese.
like that joke that Brian just did.
He hated,
That was pretty cheesy.
yeah, but he hated like cheese. He hates cheese. Hates it. Like always has. Like orders pizza without cheese.
There's
I go,
certain cheese I hate, but
Wait,
No, he likes.
does it make
he
him
hate-
sick? Like, does he eat it and he gets like lactose intolerance?
No, he's just freaked out by like cheese and
he's
like
very tolerant of lactose. He
and
just doesn't
sour
like it.
cream and like curdled milk. Yeah, he just like he.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I get that. That
Who doesn't
sound-
like curdled milk?
I don't know, man.
yeah, Morgan.
Morgan is suspended again.
Yeah, Morgan, our frequent contributor because he's my cousin.
Yeah,
He got suspended from work again.
but he doesn't. They haven't informed him why, as of right now.
He's not Pop-Tart guy.
No.
Okay.
Morgan, was it? I'm going to assume that someone looked at your social media.
That's probably what it is.
That's. Oh, Candy. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Candace.
That's someone that contributed back during the pandemic. She was a big help.
She's the one that introduced us to the term beaver dam.
Yeah, Candace, we got to give you credit for the Beaver Dam. None of us, even my guys in my Slack group, that bunch of us talking to Slack group, bunch of us nerds, none of us knew Beaver Dam. Now, thanks to you, we know what
Yeah.
it is. So it's a female cock block, Jay.
Yeah.
I figured.
So
Yeah.
I didn't think that girls.
It's also a dam that stops water for beavers.
Not a dental dam though.
Not a dental dam.
Hell, great joke.
But because there's like
Is that a squeaky
like-
wheel or crickets? What is that? Oh, it is crickets.
I see
hear
a
it now.
lot. I see a lot of beavers now, like because the water levels are so high.
I thought you were celibate.
I see them wandering around everywhere.
They ever catch that alligator in Harrison Township?
Not that I know of. No.
Good.
And,
That'd be sweet.
It don't matter if they catch him because next week it's going to be like 50 and he'll like
He'll just be dead.
Be cold and you can just nab him right out of the water.
He'll come out of it just looking for warmth.
Well, they can't move when it's cold barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about living in this cold ass place. Very few reptiles.
That's
I
true.
hate reptiles. I've talked about it before. I won't do it
Yeah.
again, but I hate reptiles.
I don't mind reptiles, but the snakes can go fuck off.
Your crocodiles and orcas.
Lizards are cool.
Yeah, they're okay.
Oh, speaking of animals, you were talking about your dog that was over here. Well, remember my cat that squared off with your dog?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That cat cost me $315.
Yeah, I heard about this.
My parents had their driveway next door put in, and it's got all cemented. And my mom, I let him out in the morning because I figured my dad's going to be home. There's no way he'll go anywhere near these contractors. He's scared of loud noises like any cat. Nope. My mom let him out. They fucking freshly poured the cement fucking about 6-8 inches deep. He goes in it, sinks down to chest level, runs 20 feet one way, runs 20 feet the other, and then back the other way. Cement deep, like chest deep in cement. And my cat's in the contractors, like I wasn't home. I got a text, Dale's going to die. Dale's dead. And like everyone's acting like the cat's doomed. There ain't nothing they can do to save him. He's dead.
He's doomed.
I get home. I'm like, where is he? We don't know. It's been 7 hours. So well, the thing is with cement, cat licks the cement off, gums up their guts, they're dead. The alkaline can also burn their paw pads.
Death.
So I figured Dale's a goner. He finally shows up about 6 or 7 hours later. I rush him to the cat ER. Because of COVID, I have to sit in the parking lot 4 fucking hours on a work night. It was like 11 at night or something. When he finally got out, and they're like, he doesn't have any cement in him. So when I picked him up, when he showed up, he was barely like, his arms barely had any hair, like fucking cement on his hair or anything. And I'm thinking some neighbor, because all the neighbors told me that I do let him in. I bet someone cleaned him off because he didn't have any cement in his stomach.
Somebody just fucking pressure washed him.
Yeah. Dale got power washed. Dale got power washed and saved. So $315 for a cat bath. That's what I paid. That is the most expensive freak. Frank came with his bucket truck. Remember when he was contracting for the one cable company?
Yeah.
Frank drove back here with his bucket truck, got him out of the top of that weeping willow one time.
Yeah.
And then came back another time and got him out of the neighbor's elm.
And didn't your neighbor help get him out of the tree one time?
Yeah, Umberto, the Guatemalan guy that lived next door.
Yeah.
He fucking got him out one time. And then me and my dad went, like, this cat has been nothing but stress since I got him. And then he tried to fight Jay's Pomeranian, too.
He did.
Hey, I gave him a little hiss. It's all right.
Yeah, it's like,
Hey, Chris.
he wanted, hey, Chris, what's up, man? He wanted a piece of taco. Jay's
It's funny.
Furball.
It's funny that you said you had almost a confrontation with the guy with your dad. I actually had my first interaction negatively with like a stranger in a while too. I went to the grocery store, and first of all, the deli's hell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's like, it's never staffed properly.
No.
You never know if they're taking the numbers from the little red thing or not. It's just chaos.
It is.
So I just go to Kroger, and I'm just like, I don't know what I want, what lunch meat do I want. So I'm just kind of looking in the glass thing. There's other people around. I'm just looking. And this lady in this motorized scooter is like, you're after me. And I like kind of just like, and I just go, oh, shut up. And then she fucking, like, she got scared. And then she just kind of like looked away from me and just like looked into, like, she was looking at the meat and like wouldn't look at anything else. And she would not look at me after that. I'm like, I just scared the fuck out of this lady.
Good.
But then that's the thing though.
Jay, it's called a left hook, man.
But me and my buddy were talking.
Left
It's
hook.
like these old miserable sacks of shit just go around barking negativity nonsense at people all day, and they never get put in their fucking place.
All right, there ain't no reason to attack me. I mean,
No, I saw it at the pharmacy too. I go to pick up some pills one time, and this old man just yelling at the girl that works at Walgreens, and the one, I guess he'd be like the main guy in the pharmacy, comes over, he's like, "You're not going to talk to our staff this way."
It's a pharmacist.
Well, I didn't even know if he was. He was just seemed like he was more.
No, it might not be now. I don't
Yeah.
know.
At Walgreens, there's like 20 people back there.
Yeah.
But this
And
dude
at
just
CVS, there's one.
Yeah, that's true. And he's like, "You're not going to talk to my staff this way." And like, he started yelling back at the old man, and the old man just turtled. Total Claude the Mute. It's like these people just go through their lives being dickheads.
Claude the Mute.
Yeah.
Well, me and my buddy were at Kroger just like 2 weeks ago, and it's funny, we pull up and there's a guy parked, like not not in the handicap spot, but right next to it, which was pretty much out in the aisle, the people drive in. It's like crosshatch there. He's parked, and he's got a Florida plate, and it's a Cadillac. So we go inside. And
I already know there's going to be a fight.
We see this guy, and he's got like a Hawaiian-type shirt on. He's about 90 years old, and he's wearing like linen pants, and Neil goes, that's the guy.
That's got a Cadillac, yeah.
And then we're standing there, and he's trying to scan something, and he's yelling, I need some help over here. I need some help. And the lady's right next to him helping the other person at the auto scan. And I'm just like, he looks down the other way, and he's screaming, I need some help. And I'm like, and I'm just staring at him, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, what is your problem? And then he just he did the same thing. He just kind of quieted down.
Once you call these people out, because they're never getting told, they're never getting put in their place.
I can tell you there are certain people you don't want to do that to.
Yeah,
I'm specifically talking about the older people.
This dude was clearly like 90 for sure. Because when
just miserable.
We watched him drive away, and I'm like, dude, I don't.
That old man,
like,
that old man would have
way.
wailed on you.
But it's fucked up because I'm a pretty nice person, and I like to keep things smooth, and everywhere I go, I'm really respectful of people at their jobs working. Even through all this COVID shit, it's like these people, they just want to make a living. They gotta wear a fucking mask while they serving beer and food. It sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like, I felt good telling that lady to shut up, and then I realized maybe that's why everybody's a fucking asshole, because it kind of feels fucking good.
Yeah. Well, I gotta admit, I'm kind of the opposite. When I need to correct people, and if I'm mean to people, even if I have to, that's probably why I would have survived the wild, because every time I put someone in their place or right the wrong and do the right and fuck you, man, shut up, I was go home you know what, man, I could have dialed it back. I didn't need to do that to that guy. I don't know. I don't have the heart to be evil to people, even though I complain every time I'm on here. I'm kind of a bitch.
So you're saying you're critical of yourself after you're
rude to people, even if they deserve it.
Yeah,
I probably would have been we didn't have to kill this Hitler guy. We could have,
You just let it bottle up in you for years and years and years until you go shoot up a fucking post office or something.
I'll feel bad after I shoot it up, though. I guarantee you.
See, that's the key.
Yeah,
They'll let you off.
Tell the judge, I know I killed 30 people, but I feel really bad right now.
Yeah,
I did a lot of inward, thinking and stuff.
Yeah.
Feelings.
As soon as I was done murdering, I felt like shit.
It's certain of my bloodlust, and I had an orgasm because I was cutting people. I was in my element. But when I came down from it, I was done. I was just this ain't so good.
Probably shouldn't have done this, man.
Not again.
Well, that was really wrong. Fuck you, bitch! And I just stamp again. Shut up!
Oh, that's good.
Don't everyone talk at once.
No, we won't.
Right.
Don't.
Sorry, I was just reading something. About why do famous people?
Are you gonna do a Seinfeld bit here now?
Yeah.
What's with the famous people?
Why do they like peanut butter?
We've talked. This will be real quick, so I don't want to get into the movie Rad again.
Yeah.
But Lori Loughlin, remember the whole college admissions thing? She picked her fucking prison she went to.
Not only does she get to pick her prison, she gets Pilates classes every day.
She has an origami class.
That might be the most gold medal white privilege I've ever heard of in my life.
She picked what white collar prison she was going to. She's got Pilates and origami and all this other crap she can do. And she's only there for 5 months.
I don't care. She's hot.
I thought she only got 2 months. I thought her husband got 5 months.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
She only got 2 months.
I don't care. She's hot. Let her do what she wants.
Yeah. Her husband got 5 months because apparently, I don't know, he wrote the checks. So
he wrote the checks. She's the one that did all the planning.
Her husband's black, or
no,
but
he's Massimo.
If he was black, he would have got away with it. Nobody
Italian
wants to fucking put black people in jail right now.
Do you remember Massimo Clothes?
Yeah.
That's her husband.
Yeah, that's her husband.
Oh yeah, Target exclusive.
He's Massimo.
He's kind of foreign, so maybe
maybe that's why
he got longer.
Massimo. I don't remember what his first name
was.
Well,
who was the other one that got in trouble?
William H. Macy's wife, Felicity.
Yeah, and he just kind of distanced himself from the whole thing.
I don't know that bitch.
He did too. He was
what did they technically do wrong? What did they just try to get their kid in an Ivy League school? What happened?
It wasn't even Ivy League. It was one of them was USC, which is still a hard school, but it was they paid them so they would get spots when they didn't qualify for those spots.
But it's okay for 72 IQ football players to go to those schools.
Well,
yeah, because they're worth
basically
something.
what they did was they paid.
I mean,
they paid.
So what's the difference?
They weren't paying the school. But they were paying one guy, and he was altering stuff to get them in.
Right,
You're
because,
right.
Like her
right,
kid, like Lori Loughlin's kids were basically they were on the rowing team. That's how he fudged all the records and said they were on the rowing team.
Yeah.
And
I still don't see how this is any worse than athletes going to the school who can't fucking read. That happens all the time. I don't understand why this is such a big deal.
It's not.
The big deal was the fact that they paid somebody.
I am not going to complain about rich elite people getting the book thrown at them ever.
Yeah, they paid. The reason it was they paid like $500,000 to somebody to basically.
They just want to get money out of them, which is whatever. I don't
Can I just
care.
ask the bigger question? Why does your kid have to go to college if you could spend that kind of money to get her in?
Yeah.
Well, I don't
just give her that money.
Why don't you just have them run that's one thing about like people that go to college that are from wealthy families. Like, what do you even need college for? Just run the family business. You're set.
Well, yeah.
Why do you
them
even
how
go?
to run the business, and then let them run part of the business.
My owner's son, he went to U of M. He's actually a really smart guy, though.
Yeah.
And he went to U of M for like accounting and everything. He does the numbers at work, but like, Kev, you could have just ran the place. You know what I mean?
And
you're smart.
If it's just accounting, you can just go like community college for accounting. It's not like
Daniel Tosh pointed out one time how every person in Hollywood, like so many are there because of connections from family or friends.
Yeah.
No one's a natural talent.
There's no natural place. There's no place in the world that has more nepotism than the entertainment industry.
Well, I shit on athletes, and I got to build them back up. In sports, the most athletic people get the shot, so they actually have the talent. So I tore them down. I got to build them back up.
But look at somebody like Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill could not be the more basic-looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it turns out he actually does have acting talent. He's been in movies. Good. But disregard that. He's in acting because his father is Dustin Hoffman's best friend.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, I mean, like I'm saying, entertainment industry is just the biggest source of nepetism in the entire world.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, and that's how they get ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, there's another way in. No, we're going to say it. We do it so many episodes.
That's for another podcast.
You know how you get in for real.
But like
from the outside.
Who were we talking about yesterday? Drew Barrymore. She's only in acting because her whole family acted before that, and everybody else, generation after generation.
John, Lionel, all the way
and then
back
also
to
her godfather, even before she started acting, is Spielberg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But so many of these people, too, that are the bigger actors now, their parents were also actors, but they weren't big actors, but they still had enough of a connection to get their child in.
Yeah.
And their child became a bigger actor than they ever were.
That's the thing. She's
everyone
she's
but
got
Tori
lineage.
Spelling. Tori Spelling.
She did it on her own. Tori Spelling.
Yeah.
With her classy good
Drew
looks.
Barrymore, like her, she actually as a kid, had acting chops. I mean,
She was the fire starter.
yeah.
Twisted Fire
E.T.
Starter.
And that's actually a really fucked up movie.
Yeah, it is.
It
by
is.
the way. But I mean, like she came her lineage, her background. I mean, her like Lionel, John Barrymore. These were like they were really good actors.
CJ
of their
Barrymore.
time.
CJ, yes.
CJ, yeah, they were really good actors of their time.
Yeah.
But like you're talking like theater actors that want and translated into silent films.
Yeah,
and
like
into
Vaudevillian. Yeah.
So they've been, I mean, like 100 years of Barrymore.
Yes.
Over 100 years.
Over, yeah. They've dated him back to somewhere in the 1800s, I believe.
They were acting on the
like
Mayflower.
Mariel Hemingway.
Yeah. She only got into acting because of her name.
She got in because of the writer guy.
Ernest.
I don't read.
the writer guy.
Say Ernest?
I've never
Ernest
read
Hemingway.
in my life, but it's like
Not Ernest Goes to Camp.
I know.
Not Ernest P. Worrell.
Ernest P. Hemingway.
Ernest P. Worrell.
Know what I mean, Burn?
Ernest Hemingway scared stupid.
You know what? That's
know what I mean
another
about this
That's
Mockingbird?
another stupid story. Is that something like that? Ernest was like a local commercial thing and blew up into a fucking movie franchise.
Dude, he was ABC
You know what I mean?
Warehouse.
You know what I
well
mean, Vern?
before that even though.
Oh, yeah.
They basically paid him to do commercials for ABC Warehouse, which
Yeah.
they do for everybody. But
But
he was
yeah.
like a local thing for like some lumber yard or some shit. And it's next thing you know, he's making movies.
Yeah, he did like this. He did the character.
Where they try to back engineer it into fucking Larry the Cable Guy into him.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're gonna take this blueprint.
Larry the
We're
Cable
gonna-
Guy, whose real name's Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
And he's really smart. He has a bunch of college degrees, too.
Yeah.
No, Dan, who has our accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started as a bit on radio, didn't it?
I don't know how it started.
I think it started. He used to call into a radio show and do a bit or something. That's how Jimmy Kimmel started.
Oh yeah,
too.
didn't he call like the Tom Mabe show or something like
Yeah.
that? Tom Mabe, I don't know how you
I can't
pronounce it.
remember. Yeah, one of them shows.
Yeah, like Jimmy Kimmel, he started doing some kind of sports thing. He would call up with a character and do a sports analogy into this Las Vegas radio show, and that's how he got noticed.
But I like people think they're like outing Larry the Cable Guy. He's an entertainer playing a character.
Yeah.
This
yeah,
is,
what do you
yeah.
care?
Like this,
Yeah.
Like,
this
what do
is
you-
like from the beginning of time. He just might be putting it on a little bit more than other people. Like
Yeah, it's like people that fucking go up to pro wrestlers today. It's one thing in 1982, but like today, what you're doing's fake. Yeah, I know.
No shit.
Yeah, it's been scripted.
But
It's
if for
like,
some-
it's like, it's,
But if for some reason, like I started doing like some British accent, and all of a sudden it caught on, and that's where I got all my money from. I'm gonna do that fucking all the time.
Fuck yeah.
like I'm gonna run that character to the goddamn.
That's why I never
ground.
understand like
hello,
people
it's
like
Jay. It's Jay's reviews here.
like people that get famous from like one song or from one role, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be typecast. Why?
Yeah, what do you
That's
care?
what you got into it for, was to be successful.
Well, Billy Corgan actually
Yeah.
talked about this, and he had a pretty good point. He's like, some of my songs have been bigger hits than others, but some of the most proud music I've made are the shit that no one wants to listen to.
Well, yeah,
Well, that's-
which I understand. But,
But he's like, I'll gladly do the songs that make me the money to keep doing
the songs
the
you
songs
want,
that don't make me the money.
yeah, and I respect that.
And like Brian was talking about the people that hate like what made them. I don't want to be put in this box. I don't want like. Well, people know you from what they know you for. They
Yeah.
don't like. There's like.
Yeah,
what do you?
right.
What do you can't. You wouldn't. No one even know your name if it wasn't for that thing.
Someone like Mark McGrath has absolutely embraced that, though.
Yeah.
Like, he will just be the fly guy.
He doesn't care.
Like, he does not care.
Does not care.
Remember Vanilla Ice tried to. I'm Rob Van Winkle. Like, no, dude.
Yeah,
You're
right.
Vanilla.
You're vanilla.
And now that he's back to being vanilla, people like him again.
Well, remember
Like-
he had like dreads, and then he was trying to do
Yeah.
like
Rap
He-
rock.
he was like,
new
yeah, I'm
metal.
gonna
He tried to do
he
new
was gonna-
metal.
Yeah, and all he did was redid Ice Ice Baby.
That album was fucking weird because at that time, Ross Robinson produced that album.
Yeah,
and
he
he's
did,
the
like,
one that
Slipknot.
did Korn, Slipknot,
Yeah.
and all that shit. And he was like, Vanilla Ice is like pretty hardcore, like behind the scenes.
Really?
Like I don't really know if
Heroin?
that means like drugs or what, but it's funny you say that because I watch Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives all the time.
Yeah.
And Vanilla
Where's
Ice,
this going?
No, but Guy Fieri pulls up to a Fort Lauderdale restaurant, and Vanilla Ice was on the show with them.
Oh.
And Guy Fieri's like, "Man, you still dress like that?" And he's like, "I love the '90s, man." But then I click the info, and the episode's from like 2012 or something, and it's like Vanilla Ice really does still dress like every douchebag at Dooley's.
He does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You ever seen him on his
Then he-
home improvement
then he
show? He
renovated-
just dresses like that.
Yeah, and he
shows up.
renovated homes dressed like that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
He does. Every episode,
Does
he's
he
dressed the
have
same way.
Does he have the hammer loop on his jean shorts?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Here
I'm
we're
telling
gonna,
you, man.
Here we're gonna redo the jacuzzi area.
But he's successful doing it. He does really
He
good
was,
job.
he was actually, before there was even the show, before all these people were doing shows, he was already doing this stuff.
The funniest thing that ever happened to Vanilla Ice is when he got the shit beat out of him by Willis.
yeah.
Willis beat him up in celebrity boxing.
Yeah.
Todd. It was like
Todd Bridges.
Todd Bridges,
I'm
yeah.
like when that fight was sounding
Rip.
like I don't know, man. Todd's been locked up.
Oh,
dude.
wait.
I don't know if this is a good idea. But
Dude,
Todd
that was
fucking
the
wailed on him.
celebrity death matches or something. wasn't it
Celebrity
called?
boxing.
Yeah, they're
Celebrity
straight up just
boxing.
boxing.
But they're also friends in real life.
Oh.
Oh, are they, well, they
Yeah,
yeah.
they're actually really good friends.
People that fight tend to end.
Were,
up,
were they friends before they boxed?
I don't know.
I
But they
believe so.
Oh.
But then Manute Bull fought fucking Refrigerator Perry, which is Refrigerator Perry was twice the weight but half the height.
Yeah.
It was really strange.
You know, you brought up Todd Bridges, and I thought that was funny because remember he was the one. He was always getting in drug trouble and getting busted and stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? He got out of that early though, man.
But he had like 5 or 6, like in
Yeah,
like
but
10 years.
Al's right though. I think Will.
Dude,
Will.
by the
He
time
was
he
like
was-
19. It was kind of all over.
Yeah, dude. By
Oh,
the
was
time
it?
by the time he was old enough to legally drink, I think he was already like starting a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his shit.
I just thought it was
all
funny
those-
that he was the
all of
only
them-
one of that cast that's still alive.
Yeah, all of them had trouble early though.
Yeah.
They're young, you know.
Well, didn't the only kid, the one that's alive, is went on Salute Your Shorts, right? That guy.
Oh yeah, but he was but
He wasn't a fixture.
He's not an original.
Hello,
cast member,
Mr.
so-
D.
Oh,
Sam.
Danny Cooksey.
Danny Cooksey, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. D.
Yeah,
Mr. D.
The funniest thing, one of the like my
We lost our audience. They don't know what the fuck we're talking about now.
well, my friend Sarah, who was actually my sister Kate's friend Sarah.
Yeah.
Remember the blonde girl, real thin, really hot. And this is what bothered me because she was
Sounds hot.
She was really hot, and she's a stripper now, or was.
Oh, really?
And she was like,
She's still
and we were
stripping?
talking about Salute Your Short. She's like, I had such a crush on Budnick because she was a little bit younger than us.
Really?
I'm like, what? She's
On-
like, I had such a crush on him. I'm like,
On who?
Budnick from Salute Your Short.
Danny Cooksey.
So a really hot, firm, fit stripper girl, like, was in love with Budnick.
With
I was
the
like,
ginger kid.
He was also
Yeah.
in T2.
Yeah.
What's funny about Budnick is
But then he was a rock star.
he was in a band,
Yeah.
and the drummer of his band was Brooks Wackerman, who's the drummer of Avenged Sevenfold now.
oh, really?
And he was the drummer from Bad Religion forever.
I know that like
Brooks
I know like
Wackerman.
Yep.
That sounds so fake.
I know that the guitar player in the band.
Oh, Bad for Good was the band, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the guitar player was like he was the actual guitar player as a kid, but he did a video with Steve Vai.
With Sinister Gates?
He did a video with Steve Vai where he was playing like a Steve Vai as a kid, and then everybody was, that was, he was just a kid, but then they were like, no, he really knows how to play, and Steve Vai taught him how to play. And the kid could wail. He was like 12 years old.
They called him Donkey Lips.
Okay,
Sponge.
Yeah, donkey lips.
yeah, Donkey Lips was not desired by anyone. I don't think.
Yeah, he was a good guy though.
Yeah, he was the best. Remember Hey Dude? Ben Stiller's
I
wife was on
loved
that
Hey
show?
Dude. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I thought she was hot. I thought both the chicks were hot.
Was
Yeah,
that
both girls
the
were
Nickelodeon
very
show?
hot. Yeah.
So was Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but I just couldn't remember Hey Dude from
And they had the I don't know what he was. Was that dude Native American? Or
Yeah, no, I think his name was like
Ernesto or something?
I'm not even going to
Este-
incriminate myself and just come up with some generic Mexican.
I can
His
look.
name
it
was
up.
Danny something Latin or Spanish. I don't know what the fuck.
I
his
loved
name.
Hey Dude.
Well, you guys talked about
I didn't even
Months-
have Nickelodeon and I watched it.
like months ago about like how MTV used to be, but think about what Nickelodeon was when we were like younger too. How, like it was kind of pretty edgy for what it was, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
too.
it was the anti-Disney. I mean,
Yeah.
it they did stuff that Disney wouldn't do
Yeah.
at the time.
But then like shit ass David the Gnome would come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Or Chris Farley was on Good Burger.
Was he?
Oh yeah.
That was one of the most underrated comedy scenes ever. Chris Farley shows up on the Good Burger show and fucking goes berserk.
I did not know that.
Full Farley.
Joe Torres is Danny Lightfoot.
Yeah. That was it. I knew
he was
it.
a Hopi Indian.
Oh, so he was a Latin kid pretending to be.
I think he was actually he was Mexican, but I think he was also actually Hopi Indian.
okay.
Once your skin is not white, the possibilities of what you can do are endless.
Yeah. You can be anything in these movies. Yeah.
Oh,
They don't-
that's
they
such a
don't,
joke.
after the 50s, it was no longer Burt Lancaster that got those roles.
I'm Burt Lancaster. I'm Jim Thorpe.
I'm Jim Thorpe. Remember that scene? He's like, they didn't give me that job because I'm an Indian.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, Burt. It's because you're an Indian. It's very not. It's hard to suspend disbelief.
That's the thing. After that, he made another movie where they straight up painted his skin red.
Oh,
and
there's
he was an
tons of-
Indian.
There's dude. They didn't.
I've
they
been
never
discriminated against because I'm an Indian.
They never used Native Americans in those
No.
movies, man. Jeff Chandler, whitest dude in the world. He played Geronimo, and yeah. I mean, I'm like,
It was seriously like the 80s and 90s before they actually started using people who were the actual ethnicity they were playing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen very often back then.
It's
John Wayne as Genghis Khan.
I'm the great Khan. I'm here to raid your village.
It was so bad.
I literally,
I'm going to expand west and make.
it's so bad.
I literally think for The Revenant, they used every living Native American that's left in that movie.
They probably did. They did. They used the entire Sioux Nation that's left.
yeah.
Or I don't know.
You guys want to be a movie? Can you act at all? Have you been to school play? Yeah.
Sure.
It was like
All right, paint his face and
it was like remember that guy I hung out with Kent?
Yeah.
His grandfather got used as a medic on D-Day, and the reason he got that job, like Has anybody here had any medical experience? No one raised their hand. They were going through all these questions. Has anybody here had a biology class? And his grandpa's like,
Has anybody been to the doctor?
Yeah. So because
know
he
what
had
a doctor is?
because
They're
he had
like, all right, doctor, get in here.
because he had a biology class, he was the medic.
That's fucked
I
up.
wonder what the next question would have been.
Well,
No, what's the next question?
Well,
Why?
you know what's fucked up? That story about him, I should probably just tell it. He was 100% German American, but 100% German. So he had blonde hair, blue eyes. So when he got fucking blown up on the beach, they fucking put him in our POW camp. Like,
Thinking he was a German soldier.
They put him with the Germans, and he's laying there fucked up because he got blown up, and he's fucking handed a note to the American doctor, like, dude, I'm American, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
Because he's worried if they find out he's not a German, because you're in there with 100 guys, they might kill you. Because
Right.
I'm not one of them. He's like, he when he woke up and came to, he's like, dude, I'm not German. I just look like them, you know. Get me out of here! And that's how he sent it out. And then they came in and got him out. But he said, I talked to him about it. I talked to this guy. He said, feel this right here. I'm like, what? And he still had the fucking beads of shrapnel.
Oh, yeah.
And he made me feel the shrapnel.
Yeah.
Oh wow, sir, that's amazing.
Feel my stomach. It's made of fiberglass.
Yeah, and he had like missing fingers. Badass old man. But
Yeah,
yeah,
damn.
pretty cool story.
That's insane. I never heard that one before.
Yeah. I was gonna have Kent tell it, but he'll never be here, so it doesn't matter.
Can we tell another Kent story?
Sure. Yeah, there's plenty of
No,
Kent.
because this is one you told me. I didn't get it from him, but you told me his trip to the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah. So Ken is someone that one day I got to get him in here because he has 1,000 stories.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine, this guy has amazing stories. He had a new girlfriend, like they were a thing, and he's like, let's go out to Las Vegas, let's go to the Grand Canyon, let's do it all. They fly to Vegas, rent a car, and they go to the Grand Canyon. And he paid ahead of time for a trip where you walk down, which walking down is easier because I got switchback to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
And he paid, I don't know how many, $1,200 or something to get a helicopter ride out, because unless you're extremely physically fit, getting out of that canyon is pretty tough.
Yeah.
So he paid, and he said, we had 2 or 3 great days down there. We're banging. We're having a good time. He goes, it's my new girl. And he goes, and we go to, the helicopter comes down. We're standing in line like, hey, don't get on. Your name's not on the list. He goes, I paid $1,200. My name's on that list. I'm like, no, you're not on the list. He's like, yes, I am. I paid money to get a fucking helicopter ride out of here, and we don't want to walk out of here. It'd be really tough, because she wasn't by no means overweight, but she was a girly girl. She wasn't ready for no fucking 11-hour, vertical hike. So anyway, they didn't let him on the helicopter leaves. They've taken 11-hour in 100-degree heat, like fucking switchbacks out of the Grand Canyon. He goes to the company, drives there. It says, I paid to get a ride out of this canyon, and all they offered him, they totally admitted fault. Like, we screwed up. We're sorry that you walked. She was half dead. The girl was like dying.
They broke up right after.
Yeah, and like the poor girl was like half dead. She's like a girly city girl, not made for hiking and trekking up mountains. And all they offered him is half off should he come back.
Yeah.
Half off.
I'm never coming back.
Yeah, half off should he come back. Not here's your money back outright that you paid, because the only thing he paid, because he walked down. Any one of us can walk down free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He paid for the helicopter ride, and they didn't even give him his money back. They offered him half off if he comes back to Arizona. He's like, fuck you, man.
God.
Talking about a bad Yelp review, but that's a true story.
I love that story. I love that story so much. I actually
I
told
would just
people
say,
at work
you know what
about
I would
it.
do?
Did they last?
I would grab a fucking rock, and I would smash my ankle. My ankle's broke. I need a medevac out of here. I'm not walking 11 hours up the Grand Canyon. Fuck that.
I love that story.
That's a great story.
Oh.
Jay, anything bad happened to you?
Are they still together?
No, I don't think they are.
No, they're not together.
You ever have any... Hey, did you go to the waterfalls and stuff a couple weeks ago?
The Hockin Hills?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Was it?
Yeah, but don't go there on a weekend, let alone
No.
holiday weekend. It was pretty busy.
Because Craig won a few years ago, but he was there like I think on like a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Yeah, we want to go back, and we want to go like a Wednesday at like 8 a.m.
Yeah, it was cool though.
Yeah, it was really cool, but you have to park like there's a parking lot, and there's dirt roads. We parked on like a dirt road, like a half mile down a dirt road from the parking lot. Okay. And you park on, parallel park single file on a dirt road, and I'm just like, this is fucked up. But it was fun. It was nice.
The waterfall is beautiful.
The waterfalls aren't really, they're small. It's more about the scenery and like the colors of like the rocks and stuff and like the being in the cave.
What is this?
Hocking Hills, about an hour south of Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys were talking a minute ago about people losing out to parts in movies and roles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Freddie Prinze Sr. story?
Yeah, no, I never heard it before. I read about it in the chat when you said.
I was laughing my ass off. So apparently Freddie Prinze Sr. Had a good acting career going, steady.
Chico and the Man.
And then John Travolta came out and started taking all the roles that he was going to get. So he made, I think it was J.J. Walker, drive him to Travolta's apartment, and he had a crossbow or a bow and arrow, and he was going to kill Travolta with arrows. And Travolta wasn't there, so he just shot arrows into his door. So then when Travolta got home, he never knew where these fucking arrows came from, but they were intended to kill him.
That's why you do it. Kill your enemies. Kill your competitors.
That's fucking great, though.
Oh, man. That guy had some mental problems, though.
I don't know much about the Freddie Prinze Sr. I just know about the Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Sr. Yeah, he was a
lot of drugs, but also there was some mental health there.
Dude, he was only, 23 when he
was very young.
Killed himself.
Yeah.
Because Freddie Prinze Jr. was 8 months old, maybe a year.
I didn't even know that he was dead, to be honest.
I
know nothing about him.
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Okay. With arrows or
no? He shot himself. Yeah,
with a crossbow.
He had drug problems, but he had mental problems too.
There was a history of family mental health.
Has anybody looked up if anyone's ever committed suicide with a crossbow?
Yeah, that would be interesting to look up.
That would be kind of shitty because it's like, oh god, it hurts.
Yeah,
it's
16 hours later, you finally bleed out.
Well, they've
do in the mouth like a shotgun.
This really hurts. You end up like Timothy Dalton in Hot Fuzz. Like, this hurts.
Oh yeah,
I love Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I want to like those guys' movies so much more, and all my friends love them like that. And Shaun of the Dead.
Hot Fuzz is the best one.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Hot Fuzz is.
It's not the same director,
awesome.
but it's the same two actors. I thought Paul was great.
No, Paul's great.
The fucking alien.
No,
and Seth Rogen is the voice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that.
I love that one line though, where they're all like talking. They're still like just being around him for the first time, and he's just talking about stuff, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're so advanced. How can we understand what you're saying?" He's like, "I don't know. Maybe because I'm speaking fucking English."
Oh
yeah.
I'm looking up Suicide by Crossbow.
Suicide by Crossbow. Has anyone done it?
It just reroutes you to rotten.com immediately.
Yeah. And
is that still around?
I don't know. I remember going to the library to look it up though when internet first came out.
Yeah, and anytime you try to look up anything, they give the crazed Bjork fan that did the pistol to the mouth.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That or Bud Dwyer.
Yeah.
You always get one of those two. Bjork fan, Bud Dwyer. Those are the two you always get.
Yep.
And Bud Dwyer, this will hurt no one.
I worked for a guy, Bob. His son was tried killing himself.
I worked for him too. I remember that guy.
Yeah, Mike.
He lived.
He lived. He like blew the whole front of his.
And you can't describe the way that guy looked.
You guys ever see that documentary about the Golden Gate Bridge?
Oh yeah.
How many people have killed themselves on it? And the one guy that lived, or two of them lived. They both said the same thing. Like, after I jumped, I immediately regretted my decision.
Yeah. Well, they
just
say
talked about that at work yesterday.
Virtually everyone that commits suicide and survives says the same thing.
I'm sure that I'm sure. Basically, like if you shoot yourself, you don't have time to go. I immediately
most of the time, yeah.
But I mean, if they wake up by some miracle from that,
no, that's what we were talking about at work because the people that have survived, like jumping off stuff and they lived through it, trying to commit suicide, they've all said the same thing. Halfway down, they're like, "Shit, what the fuck am I doing?" They regret it.
Well, what was the old SNL thing? Was it like Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy?
Oh, yeah.
There's one where he talks about people that commit suicide by driving off a cliff, and he's like, those people are still stomping on the brakes. Even though they meant to kill themselves.
well, James Dean, there was massive skid marks
in his pants.
No, before well, there too, but like he's tried to stop himself from doing it, but he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't it true that James Dean was only like 5 movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like
Something like 5 or 6 movies.
he was super huge, but he didn't.
Yeah,
obviously,
he was-
obviously his Hollywood tenure didn't last too long.
No.
Yeah.
But he did. But like those movies, he was nominated twice for Oscars, and it's like a 5-year stretch.
I only looked into it just based after actually reading the Disaster Artist book, because they talk about it in there about how short his career
Oh, yeah.
was.
Well, I think he was probably suicidal because there was massive rumors that he was gay.
Yeah.
Being gay in 1950 wasn't cool.
That's the same as
Yeah.
Gregory Peck, wasn't it?
Montgomery Clift was the same way.
Yeah.
He became a hardcore alcoholic and died from drink. He drank himself to death.
And now they would be like,
Well, he got fucked up from a car accident.
now they'd have all a bunch of boats,
like
and
his
cool
brain got
parties.
impaled and shit.
Yeah.
It messed his face and everything.
But there was always the rumors that he was gay.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I don't know, like
He was a fantastic
you,
actor.
because we always get fact checked and people get mad, but I heard somewhere that Liberace also was gay.
What?
Yeah, I can't substantiate.
How the fuck did he play piano so well with all those damn rings on his fingers?
Don't know. Maybe it's like it was like the weights so he could train his fingers to be stronger.
Did
Yeah, it was
ever
like
watch
we're
that?
playing
To
ankle
be
weight.
stronger?
That's a great point, bro. Liberace's fingers are like an ankle weight, like
Yeah.
guys practicing their
That's how he got his fingers so nimble.
Had Beethoven only known.
He'd finger the ivories and finger the butthole.
Fucking,
Oh, okay.
fucking having Beethoven all like look like a gangster rapper.
That'd be awesome.
Training. I'm gonna get better at this.
I haven't been here in a while, but did you ever watch that Walter
ankle
Mercado
weight.
thing I told you about?
Still haven't watched it,
Oh,
no.
that guy makes Liberace look like Justin Timberlake.
I have such a list of stuff that I have not watched that I plan on watching. So
like Midsummer.
no.
Oh,
I'm not gonna fall for it again.
Walter Mercado. That's the one that you were talking about the one night. I
Yeah.
looked him up and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's
No, I seriously
fun.
thought it was a chick. Yeah. I thought it was an old lady.
We had a random.
Yeah, it was like 90 something when he passed away or something.
just recently,
Yeah,
yeah.
just recently.
I had a random party girl from the hood in here last week, Jay, and she talked about Midsummer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
She was like, I was tripping on shrooms, and she was like going on the whole story.
She was talking about her husband tripping on shrooms and
And
it
he
did
panicked.
not go well.
He panicked. Her husband was on shrooms. He's like, he took the shrooms. He was sprinting around my apartment. And
Yep.
he was panicking because he did the shrooms and watched Midsummer. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Midsummer's so good.
Yeah, she was like, she's like, he shouldn't have done shrooms.
Shouldn't have done shrooms.
I guess not.
I'm actually like, I've never done that. I'm kind of afraid of being that like fucks with your like mind like that. I don't know.
I know he's done them. I've done them.
Shrooms?
I loved shrooms.
I love shrooms.
Uh,
But it's
But I
really
didn't have a
easy
bad
to
trip.
take too many.
Yeah.
I also don't like
we've witnessed that
regular
before.
mushrooms to begin with.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't either.
Yeah.
And these taste terrible.
I don't.
I believe it.
So
Only thing, like, obviously, we've told the Frank story about shrooms, but I remember when you guys came in, Nick, our old drummer, he's like, he had this dead serious look, and he wasn't like tripping. He didn't seem to be tripping to me, but he's like, Mike, I got to explain something to you, because he was trying to get me to try it. I was like, think about like a balloon that's deflated. I'm like, yeah, okay. He goes, right now, my brain is no longer deflated. It's fully stretched. It's fully filled with air. I'm like, I don't get it.
and I
You're,
think
you're
we've,
talking nonsense. You're on drugs.
I think we've told the story before, but Nick's idea was to give us all little notebooks. And when we were tripping, he wanted us to write shit down.
But you guys did this at the condo,
The duplex.
the duplex.
Yeah.
And didn't you I think I was there with your other brother and Tom at one point, just for a little part of the day, and you guys put them on a pizza.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, because we did it Friday night, and nothing happened. And then we did the following night, and we thought same thing. We got another bad batch, and all of a sudden, boom! It was
You got sold portobello crumbs.
somebody sold us some bad shit, and then the next day they got it from somebody else, and they worked eventually. But when they hit, it was like 8-9 hours nonstop.
My
But Nick, I'm sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
Nick's notebook idea was when we're tripping, we write out everything we think of while we're doing this. And this was Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then like Tuesday, we sat down. We're like, all right, let's go over this stuff we wrote down. We have no fucking idea what the fuck we were talking about. We like to this day, I'm like, what? I remember parts of it. And I'm like, what the hell are we talking about?
I don't want to do that stuff because like I'm afraid I would like get in my car and drive somewhere I don't want to be at or do something stupid. Like I don't know. I'll never do like acid or anything.
Oh,
like
I would
that.
never do acid.
Like, I'm probably not going to do shrooms. I've never even smoked weed. I'm not going to do cocaine or anything. Like, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be kind of a
So
big.
you've never even tried weed or
I've had edibles, but I've never smoked weed.
So you've done more drugs than me, technically.
Technically, yes.
I've never done anything.
Like,
But my fear isn't that my fear isn't that I will hate it. My fear is that I'll enjoy it.
yeah, too much.
Because I've talked about this many times. I overdo everything. I drink till I fall asleep. I might not drink every day, but when I do, I drink till I fall asleep. I eat the entire box of pizza. I don't eat like the 2 pieces and then I'm kind of stuffed. I'm good. So if I'm
let me share with someone else.
I'm that type of person that would be like Belushi or Farley, any of those party time fat guys. I'm gonna do it all. And then, so to me, it was just like, I know I'd like cocaine. If I did cocaine once, I'd be dead later that afternoon. That would be me. I'm that person. I just know it because I don't have the off switch. I have the pleasure center. I overdo the eating. I overdo everything.
I found my
And just,
happy place with just alcohol. It's like I'm either going to be like if we're at like a party, like this is like a chill.
That's why I
atmosphere.
drink just light beer.
But if
I blow it before I kill myself.
Like I'll be like a exaggerated version of myself if I want to be like loud at a party, or I'll just have like a little bit of a buzz and hang out and chill. Like I don't know.
that's the way you do it.
I don't really want to be out of my fucking gourd.
Yeah.
Like with mushroom. Well, like I mean, I told these guys before when I've had one bad trip. I took too many. They were really potent, and we were at a bar when they kicked in, and it was like dance night and all the strobes.
Not go out in public.
I walked 13 miles home.
Yeah.
I walked 13 miles home from the bar.
Frank walked 5 miles home.
would
Yeah.
walk
And-
13.
Yeah, and then when I went home, I was still just tripping balls. I couldn't.
Yeah, it was legit. Like my trip was like 8 or 9 hours.
I
long.
laid in bed for and I don't remember how many hours, but my bed. After that, I learned how to you take a couple and see how you feel. Take a couple mushrooms at a time. But
So somebody like me that doesn't do any of that shit, is it going to hit me later or sooner if I were to do it than someone that does it on the reg?
I don't know that there's.
I think every person's physiology is probably different.
Yeah, I don't think
And
there's
I
any.
I was
think
just
I think
curious.
because like I've had some that were, I had some that were like already starting to dry out, and they weren't as potent, so they took a little longer to kick in. And I had some that were so fresh that like I took them, and 20 minutes later I was fucking flying high. But I mean, my best trip was actually one night. It was me, my buddy, and his girlfriend and her friend, and we walked around for like 9 hours the whole city of Roseville. But everything, like it was fall. It was like around this time of year. It was like 65 degrees, 70 degrees out. It was beautiful out, and like everything looked 3-dimensional. every leaf,
Good timing.
every leaf on the tree looked individual and 3-dimensional. It was wild.
This sounds like hell to me. I'm not
Dude,
going to lie.
it was
I
like-
have no interest in this.
It was like what dreams may come.
It was like really wild. It was really, people that say like, oh, I see like I didn't see colors. It just everything was far more vivid.
I saw colors, and that was when he puked, and I saw it coming out of his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, like
That's no joke.
So it looked like
everything
the
just looked
scene
more
from
vivid.
the Warlock where he's puking.
Yeah,
Puking up that.
and there was like sparkles and color in his puke.
if I want to get fucked up, I'll just rub my eyes way too long, and then I'll
Yeah.
start seeing like checkerboards and
Yeah, right.
shit.
Yeah.
What is that? Does anyone ever know what that is?
If I really want to join a different
Nah,
plane, all I have to do is go to sleep without my CPAP on. And I'll wake up all disoriented. Where am I?
You ever try flatlining?
Yeah.
No.
You ever try having a heart attack?
What is that shit though? Where you rub your eyes and,
know.
and you start seeing like checkerboards and like stars.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just your optical. You're stimulating your optic nerve, man.
And you're also probably blinding yourself.
It's
that
probably
too.
the same effect like when you're in a bright room and you turn off the light and it's completely dark and your eyes won't adjust.
It's also crazy too. Like it was really sunny the other day, and like I went outside, took the dog out, and I came in and I looked at like the picnic table, but then I looked at the wall in the kitchen, and the picnic table projected.
Yeah, it's just like one of those
onto
optical
the,
illusions.
onto the wall. You know what I mean? Like that was the last thing I saw in the sunlight. So when I went to the dark house, it like I was blinking and I'm seeing the picnic table like moving up the fucking wall.
See, I don't get that because I got transition lenses,
yeah.
so everything just adjusts.
Yeah. I have glasses that I don't wear, so my vision is just getting worse and worse.
The
What
last
about
thing I'll
the-
mention about that trip though was, and we've talked about this I think before on the show, was Frank thought we were conspiring against him and walked all the way home from there.
Oh yeah, he told
And
that
it was
episode
like-
in
it was
episode
December.
1. Those
He
of you
walked
that,
home in a T-shirt in December.
all none of you that are listening, episode 1, Frank tells that story,
Yeah.
and he did that.
He thought he didn't talk to us for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he thought
funny.
like I tried to talk to him. He's like, "Fuck you, Mike." I'm like, I thought he was kidding because me and him always go back and forth. The thing about me and Frank, we always fight when there's people around.
Yeah.
Because we're always like trying to be like the boss or I don't know what the hell. But when we're alone, we almost never argue.
Yeah.
But he was mad at me when it was just me and him. He's like, "Fuck you." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Fuck you. You and Brian and all. Fuck you guys. You're out to get me." I'm like, and he was totally sober at the point.
Yeah.
But in his memory, we fucked him over and we're out to get him.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with like hallucinogenics like that, you don't forget. Like it isn't like alcohol where you black out. Really, I mean, I remember every one of my trips. I remember every one of them. I remember hopping the rails and riding it up to Flint, right down here, right at Martin Road. And
Did you hop rails or do rails?
No,
That was a different time.
No, that was. But I jumped on the fucking. There was a fucking train. We rode it up to Flint.
Wow.
I'm not saying like I'm
up to the BOC plant.
like
fucking
immune
fucking
to this
old
stuff, but I wonder
Cadillac
like
plant.
if you fight the feeling, you're not. You know, if you're not like giving into the feeling of what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
If it's like a waste, you know what I mean?
Well-
Perfect example is something like hypnotism. I can't like my dad and me like the same way like I can't get hypnotized. 'Cause I'm thinking about not getting fucking hypnotized.
You can't get hypnotized because that's bullshit. That's why you can't get
Well,
hypnotized.
it is real, but you have to you have to want it to happen. And my mind's fucked up where I just like this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is like I won't give into something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like same guy, Bob, that we worked for.
Well, you enjoy anything more if you submit to it. Doesn't matter what it is. You will enjoy it more. But so if you're like,
But if you're skeptical in your mind, I'm wondering if that ruins.
well, I think if you're on heavy psychotropics, I think you're going to just kind of, you don't have a choice once you ingest it.
like I'm not stubborn. If I was to do something like that, and I wouldn't be like I don't fucking feel nothing. Like I'd never be that guy. But I'm wondering it like silently to myself if I'm just like. This isn't going to happen to me. This isn't going to happen to me, and I just keep psyching myself out of it, and then
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, well, that Bob guy that I was telling you, that his kid shot himself and lived. Mike and I both worked for him. Him and his brother went to a hypnotist. They went through all the sessions to quit smoking. His brother never smoked a cigarette again. Bob lit one up the minute he walked out the door.
oh yeah, it's all different.
It's
for
a different people.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
my
even-
friend's dad didn't smoke for 10 years until he had his stroke. He didn't smoke for 10 years. He went and got hypnotized, and he stopped smoking.
Well, even if it's something that works because of the psychological suggestion, like they've proven that in a ridiculously high amount of cases, prayer works. It's not because there's any scientific reason, but your mind believes that you're okay.
Yeah.
Stress levels go down because you believe the higher power is protecting you. So that little bit of reduction in stress, it helps. It helps you
or you're
physically.
going to burn in hell.
Yeah. Well, that's the part I always go by and motivates me to do better. I can't do the positive end. I go like, dude, I can't do this or I'm going to burn. Like, but they've proven that certain things work because of I can't think of Rogan always uses the word. I can't think of it, but it's
Like the placebo effect.
placebo effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weed.
Weed.
That's
Smoke-
why they use
The placebo effect, though. That's
have you ever rolled on mushrooms, man? They're like doing jiu-jitsu. And
I am actually fascinated by the placebo effect. It doesn't have to be like a full-on thing. It's like you feel a certain way until someone tells you otherwise.
Yeah.
You could have done something like ballsy that you never thought you'd be able to do, and then the person's like, "Did you just know that you just swam in shark-infested water?" Something like that, and you're like, "Holy fuck!" Like just being convinced otherwise of something.
Well, the funny thing, you bring that up, I saw a video on a YouTube channel called Horror Stories, and he has different horrific stories that happen to people. Well, this guy was one of those like Hindu like Veda type dudes that believed that I can make anything. And he went in anyways. There's a giant like pond. It is not even a lake, but a pond, like a 200-foot wide pond with a killer crocodile in there. He decides that I'm going to get this crocodile to chill out. And he jumps in there with it. and he gets yanked right down. But he's thinking he's all going to be, like,
and
As long as you're calm.
And so it totally worked.
and he
for the
gets in the
crocodile.
water and he's like doing all this weird shit, like, with his hands, and then all of a sudden I just see that mouth.
They live?
So you don't want to take the placebo effect too far.
No.
Anything with animals, it works until it doesn't, right? It's like
Yeah.
just a matter of time. Like I've seen those people that are like cuddling up with giant bears in a pool, and it looks fucking fun. I'd hang out with a bear, but it's just a matter of time till
It kicks in, yeah.
yeah.
Until that bear hits the bare minimum with his attitude. And he rips you down to bare bones. And you barely survive. You're on Joe Rogan with your face missing. Oh, here's what happened, Joe. Yeah, I don't. Wild animals are gonna. I never understood why anyone would go into anywhere near anything that, like, it's my dad. His whole thing goes. He don't even want a big aggressive dog. He goes, I don't want to be around anything that can kick my ass.
Right.
I just don't want to be around it because it eventually will at some point kick your ass.
That's why I got to watch out for Taco.
Well, in the right atmosphere. I mean, like I've been in like a shark cage, and it's like I felt safe. Like I'm in a cage, there's sharks, but like I don't want to go.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me.
I don't want to just go in shark-infested water, go swimming. Like
No.
But
Yeah, well, I think about like even my cats. If they were like as long as that couch and 500 pounds, I couldn't own them. Even if they were as calm as they are now, because the minute I don't feed them, they're going to fucking lob my arm off.
Yeah.
or if you die,
Yeah.
like if you have a heart attack, they'll start eating you almost.
start
Well,
eating
even a
you.
little cat will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they don't have anything to eat, it's not because they're evil. They just like, well,
No, but
you're
I
all
mean,
that's here.
But it don't take that long either. Like it won't take them that long. Like if you're here like a couple days, they'll just start eating.
they just start sucking on your fucking dead tits for milk.
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching like
Tits.
I was watching.
Get off having tits.
I was listening to part of Joe Rogan's podcast. They were talking. I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was talking about like wild animals. What I think it was either Tom Segura or Bill Burr or one of them. Like what kind of animal would you want to be like killed by, like a tiger or a bear? He goes, and the other guy was like, well, not a bear, because a bear is like they're an omnivore, so they won't they're not predators like a tiger where they hunt you and stalk you and then they kill you. They suffocate you. He's like, a bear will just start like eating you while you're alive.
Yeah.
yeah.
Want something that's
Yeah.
going to kill you.
that's not
and then-
good.
It won't kill you first, so you're actually just getting ripped apart.
Well,
Just like a
You know,
velociraptor.
I would like a pack of wild dogs would be really bad, or
yeah.
because I seen a Cape buffalo like wedged in the mud. He can't move, and they're fucking eating his ass first. These wild
Yeah,
dogs, and that's a slow death. Ass first.
What about the boars?
It's
Like in a
Sounds
Hannibal?
hot.
Yeah, eat that ass.
Eat that ass.
But like
ass.
Sounds hot,
like a cheetah, or they take down their prey and then they
Yeah.
they suffocate them. They kill them first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not a bear.
Not a bear. Bear just starts. Yeah.
Like
If you ever see them, if you ever
Yeah.
see them in the water when the salmon, they'll grab a salmon, they just start eating it, tearing it apart.
Yeah.
Did you like that movie?
What movie?
what bear eats
The
salmon?
Revenant.
No, Revenant.
Midsummer.
I did. I don't know where it was as great as everybody said it was.
See, I liked it a lot, but it felt like they gave DiCaprio the award for that because they just had to give him it for something.
They felt bad after all the other times.
After all the times he'd been snubbed.
Yeah.
Because he's really good in that.
They do that a lot, though. Like, oh, he only won for this. But it's like, yeah. But other people, I can't think of anybody on the top of my head, but where they won for something. Like, there was a director. Can't remember which director it was.
Well, Spielberg, he won for like Munich or something, right? Or
I don't
Schindler's
remember.
List or
Well, I mean, Schindler's List, he probably should
Yeah.
have.
I would say Schindler's List.
No, it was somebody else. Maybe it was Scorsese. What did Scorsese end up winning for? But it was like a weak movie for him.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Departed, I don't think.
that movie's
Wasn't
so good.
it?
The Departed's really good.
The
Yeah, but
Departed's so
wasn't
good.
it? Wasn't
I think
that
he
what
won
it-
for like Hugo or some shit. And I'm not even joking.
I've never even seen that.
Oh God! But it's like they're like, yeah, he's been around a long time. Let's just give him one. It was kind of that kind of thing. I hate that shit too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, also, I guess it depends on your competition that year.
good point. That's a good point. I don't remember what the competition was that year.
Because around that same time frame as when everyone was all about that Birdman movie with Michael Keaton.
which I liked.
I could not get into that movie.
It took me 4 times.
Well, kind of like with the Grammys, like, you know, Metallica was up for a Grammy, and that album was clearly
Jethro
Grammy.
Tull.
Jethro Tull won.
wins.
Yeah,
you know?
Jethro Tull beat And Justice for All.
Yeah, and that, it was, you know, and it was clearly for best metal album was clearly, you know, And Justice for All was it.
You hear that, Metallica fans? We actually like Metallica. You overpaid for your stupid fucking drive-in thing.
So did
Totally.
Fuck you.
Here we go.
Totally.
Again.
So what did that?
Fuck you.
That already happened, right? Was it a success?
I don't know.
What, the drive-in?
Yeah.
Oh, of course it was.
Of course it was. They made a ton of fucking
Metallica
money.
could fucking shit in a box and send it out to their fans. They would pay $200
Yeah.
and tell you that
They
you
did.
don't get it.
They did that before. It was
and
called Saint Anger. Boom, boom.
they'll,
That album's not
they'll,
good.
they'll
Brian, this is getting clipped
They'll shit.
getting clipped.
They'll shit in the box
because we're going to get Metallica hate.
put a guarantee on it. No, you'll get as a guaranteed box of crap.
I've never been I've always liked Metallica, but I've never been like a diehard fan. Like I've always had friends that like them way more than me. But I went back and listened to Load, and it's actually a really great album.
You know who brought up a good point when Load came out, and it was a couple years afterwards.
If Metallica wasn't called
Frank.
Metallica when they made Load, it would be a great.
Frank made this point to me when Load came out, a year after or 2 years after. If Metallica never done anything, that was their debut album, what would you think of it? And it's completely different at that point. You're like,
Yeah.
well, actually, that's a decent album.
that
It's just
album-
not.
Load's,
and
Load's a good album. It's just that first song the first song they did, it was like, you know, they were, it was a weird video.
Until It Sleeps?
Yeah, it was a weird video. It wasn't that good of a song,
Was
but
it-
the rest of the album was pretty good.
I like that song
That creepy
better.
one with Marianne Faithfull. La, 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 la,
that was on the,
la,
that wasn't on Reload.
Was that on Reload?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Is that the Memory?
Memory Remains.
No, that was on Load, wasn't it?
I thought it was.
Reload,
I thought it was
Reload.
Load.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
maybe it is.
Either way.
I don't know. But Load's not a bad album. But
But like he said though, but also that album is fucking mid.
I like their
90s
Black
Metallica.
catalog, Black and before.
yeah,
Like it's mid '90s Metallica. That's exactly the time frame of what was going on in the state of music at that time.
Yeah.
and it's like even like other bands.
yeah, they were. I mean, look, they were evolving, and so, you know,
The only thing I'll the one thing that bothers me about like the hardcore Metallica fans, the people that are like typically like Al's age.
yeah. Oh,
Like,
they cut their hair off. It's over.
We're like Cliff would have never gone along. Cliff would have got old
Yes.
too, guys.
Cliff
would
would've
have
went around.
aged
Cliff-
just like we all like right now. I don't listen to any like modern metal at all except for Four Stroke Baron. By the way, Jay, thank you for that.
Yeah, that band's awesome,
But
right?
yeah, we'll talk about them in a second. But you're like, but when you like it, I don't like extreme music now that I'm old.
Yeah.
Like the new stuff. I like what I liked, but I don't like. I'm not gonna like.
But we're-
Morgan will like send me, check this out, like this new metal, but I don't like it. But that Four Stroke Baron, that's a good.
But
band,
we're
by the
saying
way.
old. But at that time, wasn't Metallica just in their like early 30s, mid 30s?
about
and
mid
Load came out.
mid
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
yeah.
I mean, like the whole Cliff thing. It's like Cliff turned them on to music they never really listened to before.
Cliff was a ZZ Top
Yeah,
fan.
they're like, we didn't listen to ZZ Top, we didn't listen to Skinner, we didn't. And then he was very into certain classical music.
Yeah, Cliff would have. Now the band would have been different
Yeah, sure. for
than what they
sure.
became, but they would have definitely not been thrash forever. There's no way they would have been kept being thrash with Cliff, right? It would have. They were done with that.
well,
it was over.
The bass player they have now, they have him in the band because he's very capable playing the music, but they don't let him write anything.
Yeah, he's
Right?
but the thing is, Robert is the longest standing Metallica bass player right now.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks of him
Yeah.
as the new guy. He has
Yeah.
the longest tenure.
Yeah.
Longer than Jason, longer than Cliff. He's the
Well, yeah,
I think
'cause-
as of 2017, he was the guy with the longest tenure. So Robert Trio is Metallica's bass player.
Because
Period,
Newsted
end of story.
Newsted came in '86 because that's when Cliff passed away.
Yeah.
And he was gone by
2000?
99 or 2000, I think, right?
Yeah, and Robert stayed from then till
When they did
now.
the documentary,
Yeah.
Some Kind of Monster.
Yeah, because Saint Anger came out in like 2003. That was the first album that they put out
And-
with him.
And Robert
He's been in the band 20 years.
Robert was with Ozzy. He was with Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
Robert's like a fucking bass.
I think he was in
God.
Infectious Grooves.
Yeah.
Also.
Just grooves.
He's one of the greatest like rock bass
Shit,
players
the
ever.
song they do with Ozzy, I can't even think of the name right now. It's so bad with the video. Like Infectious Grooves with Ozzy. Like I'll pull it up and I'll share it in the chat or something. It's awful. It's so bad.
I'm sure.
They just did, and Chad Smith worked with Ozzy on some new album just recently, like in the last year, and and Elton John does some with him. It's like Ozzy and Elton John doing. It's horrible. It
sounds like it.
It's only because Ozzy and Elton are personal friends, and it probably seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, but he's just talking it up like it's so amazing. And then there's like, I'm reading the interview, and there's like, oh well, here's a YouTube of the video, and
Ozzy doesn't strike me as somebody that has.
It's super slow
he still
jam.
wants to do stuff, but he doesn't have any creativity.
No.
Like at this point in his career, so he's just like,
Well, he's fucking 70 years old, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're tired by that point.
Yeah.
Especially with everything that dude's done.
But he's never been a big writer, anyways. Though Ozzy.
Well, I don't know like what exactly he wrote or didn't write, but he
I have no idea. I've never been that big of a fan. So
he
I love Black Sabbath.
He fit what he did.
Yeah,
like Sabbath obviously was his greatest stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna lie. The No More Tears, that album, whatever album that is, I don't know. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not the hugest fan. No More Tears. There's a few songs where he was phenomenal. I know people always get mad about this. I didn't care for the fucking Randy Rhoads songs that much, like that era of Ozzy. Even though Randy's a phenomenal guitar player, I was like
Crazy Train.
Yeah, I never
I was
like, dude, put on Crazy Train. No, I was never into it.
No,
ever.
I
would be more apt to like Dio shit with Sabbath more than Ozzy shit with Randy. I'm just truthful.
Yeah, like Blizzard of Oz. I mean, I'm not. I didn't really. I like Bark at the Moon. I think is like probably that's like one of my favorite albums by him.
That's a great album.
You Can't Kill Rock and Roll. That's a great song.
His hair in that Crazy Train video in that era. It's so gnarly.
So bad.
Yeah, that's
so bad.
There's some people.
Are you talking about the original, or are you talking about like when he spikes it all out and he does like the tribute album?
Yeah, when he's like has it spiked up and it's got that blonde.
That's the tribute. Yeah, they finally did a video for it. That was like the tribute album to Randy Rhoads. Oh. Yeah. Because I mean, when he originally did Crazy Train, that was like 77 or 78 or something like that. I mean, he just had long hair. When he spiked it all out, it was like the mid 80s.
Yeah,
that was when he basically redid all this music that Randy Rhoads did with him, and it was called Tribute. The album was.
Yeah.
And that's when he did some videos. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's bad.
The mega eyeliner with the spiked up hair.
That was all Sharon.
Yeah,
Sharon was all about promoting his promoting style, not really promoting real music,
Sharon liked her little Randy every now and then. That's what I heard.
I don't know. She's annoying. I can tell you that.
Those Ozfest lineups in the late 80s or late 90s and early 2000s were fucking awesome though. Like some of those, like I went to the 99 one and it was fucking amazing.
I went to one that I think we were talked about it. I don't know if it was 99, but like it seemed like everybody was beat up because I don't know if we were like you know how like you always want to catch a festival at the beginning or the end, because they know they're going home, so they're happy, or at the beginning they got energy, they're not partied out. I don't know if it was because they were at the 80% done mark, but it was like everybody was so tired and beat up. Incubus, a band that I never liked. I know that you liked them and Craig liked them. Mm-hmm. I never liked Incubus. I thought Incubus was the best band there that night. I'm like, you know what? I don't like this band, but they're up here fucking whipping ass and having a good time. And the second best band is another band I don't care for, was Godsmack. I'm like, Godsmack came out there and whooped ass. And like all the bands that I really liked, like the Pantera was fucking at the
Pantera was so bad.
They were at the end of their rope for sure. Static X sucked. Like I watched everybody that I really was there to see. The second stage, which is the heavier stuff, was like, okay, these are like more my bands. I like the heavier shit.
Yeah.
The only band on second stage that was good was Soulfly. Soulfly was like whooped ass, and then everybody else was like various degrees of tired and shit. I don't know if they were dehydrated.
That's another thing too. Like the Soulfly is like, I remember they headlined the second stage that year, and then everyone always liked Max Cavalera from the Sepultura years, but I could never get into Sepultura. at all.
Well, you can be wrong all you want.
I don't know. Like,
Chaos AD, man.
I never could get into any of this.
Listen here, Jay. Jay, I think it's time for you to go home.
What's
Yeah, is it time?
Roots? Is that the other album?
Roots, bloody Roots.
No, like
Dude, Roots is awesome because of just like all the like crazy drumming and stuff and like the.
I gotta be honest. Like I might be the Soulfly stuff is good. A lot of people like Sepultura shits on Soul. The Soulfly stuff is I like them both, but like the thing with Soulfly is he got a little too experimental at times. Like I'm gonna have this song that's just ambient noise of a Amazonian jungle. It's like, okay, Max, listen, dude, you're white. I know you're from Brazil, but you're white. You're not tribal. You're like a white dude that lives in Brazil. You're not tribal. Like this is stupid.
I think he lives in Scottsdale now. Also,
yeah, it's like, come on, Max. No,
Is that in the Amazon?
but like I know you're from Brazil, and that's shit's hard down there.
Scottsdale, Brazil.
And Brazil's a tough place to grow up. I get it.
Yeah.
But you're white, dude. You know, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like
Chaos AD. That's all I'm going to say.
yeah, some of their fucking schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Beneath the Remains, dude.
Yeah.
Good shit. But Soulfly had a lot of great songs. I mean, I wouldn't say great albums, but they had a lot of great songs. So Jay, I can't shit on you too much because their shit's they had some good stuff.
I don't know. It's just one of those bands I can just never get into.
No,
I'm also a person that doesn't.
You can
I
be
don't.
wrong.
I don't get Megadeth at all either.
No,
Megadeth?
I've never been a Megadeth fan.
well,
So-
I liked.
Well,
Megadeth is someone I liked his songs.
Yeah.
not albums.
I
songs.
actually, he's got great albums. The he's not a good singer.
I like how we're
but I
saying
don't-
him like his name is Megadeth. How people thought Limp
Dave
Bizkit.
Megadeth.
Well, Dave is. Well, they call it Mega Dave because it was primarily the two Daves, Elfson.
And at one point, Dave Ellison wasn't even in.
yeah,
You know.
and ironically, he was in Soulfly,
Yeah.
which is
But like I always thought like Megadeth with when I was younger, I always thought if Megadeth had somebody who could sing good because Dave Mustaine doesn't have a good voice,
yeah.
they would have been a great band. But then I thought about it over the years, and I'm like, no, his voice fits exactly what.
It always felt like lame Metallica to me.
Yeah.
I'm on the same page. I never liked Megadeth. man.
Well, the thing is with Megadeth is the way they got their street cred is much more like they stayed more technical as Metallica, like dialed it down to
Yeah.
you know what I mean, more radio stuff. They stayed more technical from a musician standpoint, but
I
from
mean,
a
I'm not-
listener
yeah.
standpoint, Metallica's always
I'm
fucking
not.
way
I'm
better.
not a huge Megadeth fan, but Countdown to Extinction is a fantastic album.
Dude, that Holy Wars.
Holy Wars is. Rust in Peace is like
Yeah, but that
Holy Wars is fucking.
but Dave's voice.
It's
And I like Dave. I like Dave's songs. Dave,
Yeah.
I like your writing.
Yeah.
I like everything you do.
because I know you're
Yeah.
listening.
But you're not a good singer. You're not a good singer.
He's not, but I don't.
He
Like,
will
when
be
I was
soon.
when I was younger, and I thought, well, if they
I just don't want to
if
get
they had
karate
somebody-
chopped. You know, Dave knows karate. You know,
I've heard that.
I always thought when I was younger, I just thought if Dave had somebody singing, a really good singer, they'd be great. And then as I got older, I'm like, no, you know what? I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not a big Megadeth fan, but it wouldn't be Megadeth if Dave Mustaine didn't sing.
They should have got
well-
Gary Sharon.
Well,
Yeah,
you were
right.
talking, Jay, earlier about not the band, but you mentioned you mentioned the freaking what the fuck? I can't freaking name of
Puddle of Mud.
No, not Puddle of Mud. Fucking that band with Sinister Gates and
Avenged Sevenfold.
Vengeance. The only reason I don't like that band is their singer. I can't stand
Oh,
him.
really? That band's another.
I love that the guitar players are great. The drummer, the kid that died was a really good drummer. And
Yep. And then they had Portnoy for a minute from Dream Theater.
yeah, but they're the singer, man, Matt M. Shadows. I just don't like. I don't like it.
I don't know enough by him. I don't.
don't either.
I like them, but I can see how that could be a turnoff. It's like a. It's
Well, I
kinda
get it.
like an
He's like
Axl-
muscular and he's handsome. I get it why it works, but I don't like the way his voice sounds at all.
Fuck's your cat doing with this tail over here? It keeps like pulsating up and then.
I was spraying you. It's okay.
Yeah.
The pheromones.
You're all right. She likes you. No, I don't know. Music though, it's truly the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I know I'll admit fully, I have bad taste in music. Generally, the music I like is
me and my
bad.
My brother were just talking last night. There's as you get older, you can appreciate people hating something you love, and I can totally understand someone I love System of a Down, but I would totally get it if you were like, I fucking hate that band. Yeah. It would totally make sense to me, especially vocally. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're not into that quirky Armenian nonsense voice. I would totally get it, but
yep.
I don't know. I'm not gonna die on any hill for something like that.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah. There's bands there's bands that everybody likes everybody has this I'll never admit that I like this shit ever. It's when you're alone by yourself, you'll never. Then there's shit that's just super
Puddle of Mud.
Not Puddle of Mud.
I've gotten to the point in my life I don't care what people think anymore.
Well, the thing is when I was in metal bands so long and heavy bands so long, I was repressing myself. I wasn't now I'm hey, have you guys checked out that fucking Madonna stuff? Yeah. Great. It's really good.
This new Madonna chick.
Yeah, I got a Material Girl. God, that's a jam.
I got tons of different. And it might not just I could have Madonna, and then I could have a Metallica song on
Yeah, we all. That's another thing. We all have eclectic taste. Everybody acts well, I like everything. They're so unique. Well, I'll listen to Cannibal Corpse, but I also like little Bruce Springsteen. That's everybody.
Yeah,
everybody likes everything. Yeah. For the most part.
Well, I hate the whole what kind of music you into? Oh, I listen to everything. No, you don't.
No,
I guarantee you don't. I don't, and I like a lot of music, and I don't. I don't. You don't.
I'm not going to listen to any country or jazz.
I don't really listen.
Jazz, country.
I hate that keyboard
folk.
Boop, 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 jazz, but I like,
that's a drop.
I like the
that's a drop right there.
I like 3-piece,
time stamp. 11:27, hour 27 in.
Dave Brubeck. I love old jazz. I love piano, upright bass, and a 3-piece drum.
Doesn't it come with age though? To just when you're younger, you care more about what other people think. Obviously, we all have.
Yeah.
So when you get older, you can just be more comfortable with you're just too tired to care about shit. You're
I don't care what fucking people think now.
When I was a teenager, I was a metalhead. I listened to punk and metal. If people knew that when I was 15 years old, I went out and bought the very first Tracy Chapman album. If anybody knew other than my friend Ben and my brothers, I would have been crucified by my friends.
She's got a fast car.
One band I always liked from the beginning, and I didn't admit it then, and it's not that bad in retrospect, but I always liked No Doubt. Always.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I was kidding.
I did.
Is that really a guilty pleasure? I thought they were widely accepted as a pretty solid band.
Not 1996. I don't think,
early No Doubt was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
But and I'm not talking just about because she's hot. I mean, I just like the music.
They were really
the
good.
Tragic Kingdom album's a good album.
She could have been fucking 400 pounds and ugly. I would have liked No Doubt. You know what I mean?
The first album was
well, they did have Trapped in a Box, yeah.
Yeah.
So Tragic Kingdom was the first huge one.
Yeah.
But the first time I saw them was remember that MTV Spring Break.
Yeah.
And the I'm just a girl. She wanted to do the song. I'm like, dude, this is a good jam.
Yeah, it's great. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was like this.
Me and Bri loved her. Not just because she was hot. We went and saw her. We saw them live.
Then of all people, Al, guess who gets her? The guy that you saw bragging about himself.
I don't think
Douche Supreme gets her.
I don't think he's as Douche Supreme anymore. But when I saw him back in 1994, I know all you ladies want me. I'm Gavin Rossdale. I'm like, oh,
that's who got her.
Nailed her. Yeah.
That's who got her.
I think all this comes with age, though, because it's I just had this conversation with my brother. It's when you're younger, if you like a band, you feel like you have to like everything from that band, or you're not a true fan.
No.
And then you also, if you hate something, you can't like anything from that band. But as you get older, like we just talked about, it's bands that I don't really like, but I saw them live and they won me over. Like I don't like the band Papa Roach at all.
No.
Saw them live one time. They were fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, it was a great live band.
Godsmack for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I wouldn't buy anything that Godsmack sold, but when I saw him live, thoroughly entertained.
Voodoo.
Well, they had the dueling drums and everything. I was like, hey, these guys can play. They know how to entertain a crowd.
I never liked Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and then I saw.
Then you wanted
them.
to eat that. No,
I saw them
Eat
with
that bass player's butthole.
I saw him with Cheap Trick and Heart like 4 years ago, and she's like what 60 years old almost at that point. She's running all over stage, and like I hate like all the radio songs. I pretty much hated. But they did this incredible set. It was all punky sounding.
Yeah, I'm never gonna go deep cuts on Joan Jett. I only know the
she
hits.
was. I don't even know. Like I don't know the songs. But all I know is that she was incredible live.
Did you ever see when Nirvana got inducted in the Hall of Fame and they had her do part? That was really cool, though.
That was really cool.
Because, like, they didn't know what to do with that. They're like, well, we're getting inducted. Our singer's been dead for 20 fucking years or whatever.
Yep.
I guess we'll just get some females to sing the parts. They had, like, her do 2 songs, Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth, St. Vincent, and Lord.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Did they get West from Puddle of Mud?
There's
That's what they should have.
The shitty thing about that, if you would have picked like a modern singer that, like, in my mind, like, who would you pick to do Nirvana? It probably, even though I don't like him, would have been West because of the scratchy voice.
No, they actually.
But
done
man,
this
he
before.
didn't do it.
when he did it. No, it was bad.
Dave Grohl put together this thing in California called the Cal Jam. Yeah. It's like, I guess, a retread of like an old 70s rock festival. And he curates it with like, Foo Fighters headline every year. And then he has all these bands. There's this band called Deer Tick. And they do like, they're younger, but they do their own like Nirvana sets when they're like just fucking around. And that dude sounds like fucking Cobain. So they had him do like 4 songs with the surviving members of Nirvana at the Cal Jam just as like a one-off. Yeah. And it was actually really fucking good.
Damn.
And even like the Post Malone thing, when he did that thing for charity for the pandemic, that was fucking awesome. He just did
I didn't see it, but I heard it was really cool.
Yeah, even like Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic were both like, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, it's fucking Post Malone in his house in Utah. He brought Travis Barker in to play drums.
Yeah.
And then another guitar player and a bass player, which I don't know who they are, maybe from his actual band. And I can't stand I don't even really know much of Post Malone's music.
No, but I liked him I was listening to him on Joe Rogan. I liked him because he was like, I moved to Utah because it was like nice and chill there and I could write and stuff and just record.
And he does a full Nirvana set and he fucking nails it and it's fucking great.
Well, then Joe Rogan's like, like talking him up like about this music. He goes, well, I'm pretty useless without auto-tune. Yeah. Dude, he just straight up said it.
Well, but that's right, because he makes pop music, but his voice is more tailored to do like a grunge thing.
But like when he said that, I was like, I don't really know the dude, and I'm like, well, I like you now. I mean, because you were just like really honest about that. But I got like on Instagram, the remaining members of Soundgarden just recorded like 4 songs with some chick named Brandi Carlile.
Oh yeah,
and I heard 2 of them, and they're actually really good, with her singing.
That's not the girl from the Pretty Reckless, is it?
No, that's Taylor Momsen.
Okay, because that was the last band that opened for them when they were touring.
Yeah, when I saw them at Fox.
You saw him the night.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. Yeah,
but
I haven't been to a concert since.
Guys, we're about at the halfway point.
Isn't Brandi Carlile Belinda Carlisle's daughter?
Is she?
I don't think.
No, she's no relation.
No,
I don't think so because I think it was spelled differently.
It is. There's no S.
I don't know who she is. So
halfway point though.
Are we going to take a break?
We're going to take a break.
We're
going to come back and talk about Belinda Carlisle's daughter that don't exist.
The Brandi Carlile is
that doesn't
top 40.
exist.
She's on top 40 today.
That's actually pretty good.
That's right, Brandi
So damn fucking fine, I just can't wait. Her body sexy and I bet the pussy is great. Lips looking all luscious cause she ready to taste. A nice hard dick in her mouth. Black ice limited, you know what we about. I fuck the face hard, without a doubt. Then stuck it straight in the ass and made her shout. 6 pretty ass girls horny and ready. I'm always on point, so you know I'm ready. I'm about to put it in your ass, bitch, hold steady. I know you like my titles cause my titles is catchy. Greg gave me money so I worked my magic. Fucking these girls in the ass is a habit.
Back in the day, we had a thing called Grandparents' Day. Back in the day, we had a thing called Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day. Back in the day, 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 Grandparents'
buttholes, fucking vaginas, I mean, whatever.
You can't say that on stream, dude. If you actually had like 100 people in here and you kept saying
Listen. First of all, my stream is 18 and older, so. Hey, how y'all? No, it does matter because it's mature content only. So if I say fucking pussy, or I'm gonna fucking spread some fucking pussy lips, no, don't say that.
you see, it's because of people like that right there that will get you mad.
Yeah, I ain't. Oh man, you're racist as fuck. You know what? You need Jesus in your life. You need Jesus, boy! Jesus! I'm gonna fuck him up for saying that. Yup! No. Hey, Morgara.
Shut up, take the garbage out. My God.
Morgan! Shut the fuck up! Hey, listen. On a real note, please, tell the people how
Look, I
amazing...
don't care about your real note. Just take the garbage out.
That's what I'm talking about. Straight up ass shot, Forrest Gump style, right in the fucking dick.
Yeah.
Morgan, I fucking love you. I love playing this game with you. I wish I could play with you on a daily basis, 24/7. Where'd you go?
I'm right here. I didn't go nowhere.
Oh, okay. My guy didn't show up. Hey, you see that guy right there with the big...
Hey.
Yeah. I had 4 kills.
You need to learn how to manage your surroundings. Oh, yeah.
Bobby Schmurder, man, and Jeffrey Epstein. So you got the leader of the... What is going on here?
Match point.
No.
Let's take some down.
It's on. I just,
Aaron, on the other side of your wall.
Raise your weapon. We're not
How do you miss that? He's walking right in front of you.
Morgan, shut up. I shot. They're about to catch
They're going to come back and beat us.
They are gonna come back and win because you wanna fuck. Hey, my boy,
Get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't care about your boy. I don't care about your alcohol. I want to win, bro.
bitch,
Right on the other side of you, Aaron.
bitch, eat my dick, tryhards, sweaty my nuts, smell them, all up in your face. That's a shotgun to your fucking dome, tryhard my nuts. Oh, so bad, I'm fucking crying, my name's Ace.
What's that?
Oh, Ace.
What?
They're so tryhard, they're so sweaty, I'm crying.
And we're back. If you guys like that insanity you just heard, that's my 2 cousins. They play video games together, and they don't want to do their own channel anymore. So I'm going to probably host them. It's Morgan and Aaron, and I will host them on Radio Underground, but it will be a different playlist. It'll be gaming, and they argue and fight the whole time and hate each other.
We're like
so it's very
gaming.
gaming.
Got him.
Because got him.
Got him.
Because none of us can game worth a shit. I like video games, but
Oh yeah, I'm terrible.
and we'll get into gaming a little later. But
I can't even beat Super Mario 3.
Last system I owned was 64.
But before I got into the 360, it was actually the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
This was the last thing I liked. Or I played before the 360.
What was the game that came with the first Sega? It wasn't
The
Sonic.
Master System or the Genesis?
The Genesis. The Genesis, it was definitely Sonic.
Yeah, it was Sonic.
But I don't know the
But
original.
There was a game that it was like a little troll with an axe or like a
Golden Axe?
Golden Axe.
was it called Golden Axe?
Golden
was a game
Axe.
called
yeah.
Golden Axe.
But that was Genesis.
That must have
era.
been a different. I mean, because the very first bundle that I ever knew of for Genesis was Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Because they built the system, and that was the game they built for that system.
Interesting. I always thought the
What year did you get it, though?
I never had it. I'm just talking about other people. But I always thought the Sega, like the fucking rectangular controller from the regular NES sucked. It was uncomfortable. In
Yeah,
the
it
hands,
wasn't great.
And the buttons all stuck. But like when Sega had that black controller, 3 buttons.
Yeah.
And
It curved.
the
to
contour to the
hands.
hand, it felt good.
Game changer.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Literal game changer.
And then even the Super NES, it had that little round lame. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, the
Not
thing
a
was
fan.
hard to use. It had the little joystick in the middle.
Same thing.
Oh,
with,
no, he's saying Super NES, but I thought the 64 controller was comfortable as hell on the hands.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Is 64.
I never played a 64.
No,
so-
actually, you're right. That one wasn't bad. I can't think of the SNES controller.
It was like it was the rectangle controller, but they made the edge of it circular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then the buttons were poop, 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 poop.
Who's that?
Did it 4
Yeah,
buttons?
yeah, yeah. Poop, 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 poop. Yeah, yeah. Poop, 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 poop.
Different color purple and different color purple.
There's an underrated
We
game
got a
for
lot of drops tonight, man.
SNES that was Al Unser Jr. Racing,
Oof.
but they had snowmobile racing as one of the things.
As you know, Al Unser's a big snowmobile.
But it was fucking fun as hell. Like,
Yeah.
there's, like, I don't need a whole snowmobile game.
No.
But the fact,
But if there's a course that's
Yes.
included in
They
that,
need
yeah.
to make a John Force game, and then if you win, you get to make out with Ashley, his daughter, who's hot as fuck.
We were talking about this at work. Did you ever play Diddy Kong Racing?
nah.
Because Mario Kart came up, and this one guy's like, dude, I'm telling you, Diddy Kong Racing
I
is
wanted
better.
to answer your question without insulting you. I was going to say I never really played any of those childish games, but then I realized that sounded really fucking stupid.
They're all childish games.
I know.
And that was like top of the line graphics at the point.
But I
Donkey
never-
Kong Country was like.
But I
one-
never played like that or like Mario Party or like any of that
You
kind
didn't
of
play
stuff.
Mario Kart though.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
Dude, Mario Kart is a
64.
panty dropper.
It is, but Diddy Kong
All
Racing.
girls like Mario Kart. If you don't have any gaming system, get a goddamn Switch and get a Mario Kart
Dude, he's right.
panty dropper. It's like Prince music.
But Diddy Kong Racing was like Mario Kart, except they would have a level like you're racing, but you're flying fucking planes or hovercrafts or snowmobiles, all this different stuff. And he's like, it's better than Mario Kart. We're like, whoa. But he might be right. It was a pretty good game. Not as good as Shaq Fu.
I'm playing
Shaq Fu.
Hot Shot Racing on the Game
So
Pass.
officially, the Lakers and Nuggets are over now.
It's over now.
Yeah, because the Lakers beat them tonight.
Barely.
So now
by
it's
10.
Yeah. So now it's over.
Can we let Jack Nicholson into the arena just to be the only person there sitting there in the front?
He,
Just him.
you know, he hadn't been going to games in several years.
He's become a recluse.
He's retired. He's just He's
Well, his grandson, he said he's not really a recluse. He just didn't want to be around people for a while.
He's just he just
So a recluse by definition.
basically he wants to walk
Or a
around really
recluse.
fat.
A recluse.
a white recluse.
He's like really fat. The last time I saw him,
Yeah.
he looked really.
What was his
big.
last movie?
It's been like, well, he did a documentary with his grandson that his grandson made. But movies, it's been a while. 8-9 years.
You know what's really fucked up to me too is I love the movie The Shining
Yeah.
and watch it pretty regularly, probably once, twice a year, just because I like it so much. Does it really seem like that and Batman are 9 years apart? Because it doesn't to me at all.
No?
No, it feels like 20 years apart for those.
Oh, you're
movies.
saying it seems like more. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it seems like more.
Yeah. No, Ebbs. Your microphone's not on.
Oh.
I have a mic.
Yeah.
There it is.
There.
Okay, probably just a little.
Okay.
Whatever.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson probably aged a lot. The joke's ruined. Whatever.
Because of the drugs.
Yeah. He probably aged a lot between the times. That's what I'm saying.
But you're right. It does. It seems it just because not just the
Even movies seem so far advanced.
from
Well,
1980 to
that's
1989. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
like I just watched that, like one of them 80s, the decades thing.
I love the 80s.
Yeah, like I love the 80s kind of thing. But they were talking about like 1989, and they specifically said the Batman movie kind of changed making movies, period. With not just like
So it was like the Smells Like Teen Spirit of
like
film.
just the how they record, how they filmed it, everything. But like
superhero movies were looked at as like a box office cancer. At
yeah,
that time.
and that. But then it changed everything beyond that too. I mean, because they started talking about all these other.
Well, it
movies
ended
that
up
came out.
coming in an issue later.
Yeah, they started talking about all these other movies. And Tim Burton bringing out. Just like.
And do you remember on those movies, like especially
Darkman?
Well, like
Darkman's a good movie.
The Tim Burton Batman movies, it's all closed set.
Yeah.
So Gotham City is just like probably the size of this block with just them moving walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, where it's like once you get to the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, he's filming in Chicago and London and all these massive cities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, they just said that like how much it changed the movie business, period. Because of merchandise and everything. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
because immediately it was like we have a deal with McDonald's and this. And
yeah,
that.
like nothing like that happened.
And his deal for that movie Nicholson was like $50 million in '89. Or
Yeah,
something.
no, he got
it
some
was something
insane.
insane at that time. I don't
Yeah.
remember the exact number, but I remember it was like
I doubt it was 50 million, but it was probably a lot.
it was something crazy because he got the.
I think it was a percentage, and it ended up being like he ended up making like 50 million.
Is that
I
what
think
it
that's-
was?
Well, sometimes
I think-
if you opt for the percentage, you make a lot more.
I think that's what because he made a butt ton on it.
That was the biggest box office summer of all time up until that point.
It's funny to look back on the second one
'Cause,
that Tim
like-
Burton did. That Danny DeVito, now that we know more for Always Sunny, was a Batman villain in a major motion picture at one point.
Yeah,
He was an awesome penguin.
no, he was. He grossed me out and
still-
everything, and I thought he was awesome.
I still go back and watch it because I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, she did look good in
Fucking
it too.
hot. She's hot. Like she's hot now.
Yeah.
She's like my parents' age. She still looks like great.
Yeah.
She's in the last Ant-Man movie,
She's on my Instagram.
I would kiss her on the mouth.
right on the mouth.
Yeah.
She's in the movie Mother. If any of you have seen that,
That's right. She's
Tell
the
your
mother.
children not to walk my way.
Yeah, that movie's
Mother exclamation point.
yeah. Have you seen it?
I've not. That's Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's watch it. Don't read anything about it.
It's been out like 3 years. I've read stuff about it.
Oh, have you?
Some stuff. Nothing that spoils anything, but I've seen one scene.
Because you'll watch. It's one of those movies you'll watch and you'll be like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" And then 2
Yeah.
hours later, it's like just drilled into your head. You're like, "What the?" And you start thinking about it. Then you go read about it. You're like, "Oh,
Jay,
It's-
how does it compare to the effect of Midsummer
Midsommar."
on the brain?
Midsummer is pretty straightforward. There's nothing really much to go on with
But
there.
you know how we always say there's no middle ground. It's either you love it or hate it. Like Mother is like the epitome of that. Because people I know, there's no one who said, yeah, it's okay. It's either you fucking hate it or you like it.
But I do realize the people that I know personally that hated it, once they read about what was going on, then they loved it. Like they were like, oh, and then it connected.
It made sense to them.
Yeah, because it's. I don't want to spoil it. Like,
Yeah, don't spoil it. I'll watch it.
So I should watch it and then read everything about it.
Yes, exactly.
But don't read and then watch. Don't do it that way.
Because if it's ruined for you, it's gonna suck. I would say the movie sucks if you don't.
But if you read it, you get to say, "Hey, I read it."
It's like reading Cliff Notes.
Yeah, yeah.
Just read the Cliff Notes. You don't need to watch it.
The book's so much better.
you guys are watching.
That's what I
The
meant,
Boys,
Al.
right?
I've been drinking.
I've not watched The Boys.
The book's so much better is the angle.
I have every episode and
That's
for
the
Craig
angle.
to watch, and I've never watched it.
It's- yeah.
I want to. I just haven't.
Have you watched first season or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
Of what?
Sorry, I thought
The
you guys.
Boys.
I thought you were watching it.
No. Like, if you see Craig in our
oh.
group say, hey, Brian, get this, it's because he's watching it.
That's
This-
that's like the superhero thing, right?
It's
Yeah,
great.
but
It's
they're
fucking great.
assholes.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it seemed like. Seemed like they were really like dicks.
I don't know if they all are, but
The superheroes are the villains.
Oh, sweet.
because they do whatever they want.
Yeah, they're the elite.
Well, you can't stop them.
That's the point.
But it's fucking the
So it's like reality. The elite,
Yeah.
they do what they want.
the writing and the acting in this show is fucking amazing.
I love Carl Urban.
Yeah, he's great, and he just everyone's a cunt Fucking cunt. Every person in the
Just I can't think of anything I've ever seen him in that I didn't really like.
I didn't know he was in the third Thor. That he was the bald guy.
Bald guy.
I didn't know that.
He had the
till,
machine guns.
Had no idea it was him until
shit, really?
the third time I watched it.
Yeah. I'm a Carl Urban fan. Pathfinder.
Armor.
Yeah.
The casting in those Star Trek movies was spot fucking on.
Yeah.
Like he's really good as like Bones.
Yeah. I love those 3 movies.
What's his name that plays Spock? He's the best person
Zachary
to play
Quinto.
Spock. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Elisabeth Shue's in this show?
She is now.
What?
She's in the show The Boys.
First season.
First season.
Oh,
And-
well, I don't
and she-
know.
Okay, maybe I will watch it. I don't know.
I think you guys will love the show.
I just haven't watched. It's something I definitely want to watch, and I haven't watched it.
Yeah, dude, there's
That's what-
some like
that-
banging hotties in there, man.
That
But
Cobra
there's
Kai,
Elizabeth
that,
Shue.
that Cobra Kai page I follow on Facebook. They posted that picture of Elisabeth Shue like squatted down on their legs, fine feminine legs. And I put it on our page,
My buddy just
and then
got a Cobra Kai
that's probably got
tattoo.
like one of the most likes we ever got on our page.
Yeah, it's true.
When she's wearing like that's the long sweater,
the sweater,
right? Yeah.
the long sweater.
I need you in my life, Elizabeth.
You ever seen her in The Trigger Effect
Leave your husband
with
for me.
Kyle MacLachlan?
Nope.
Shows her nip. That's pretty hot. She rubs her nipple. In fact,
She's
Cocktail. She does the ice
she's
cube.
been yeah.
this is just after she did Leaving Las Vegas. So
She's been nude and things.
But speaking of that, I want to bring something up
Sure.
about Elizabeth Shue because
Go ahead.
I watched Back to the Future 3 again, and she's in that. I don't know if you knew that. She plays Jennifer.
Yeah.
She's only in the second and third one. She's not in the first
Yeah,
one.
she's not in the 1st one.
But if someone called you yellow, would you get pissed off enough to like ruin your life and almost ruin history altogether?
No, I
Brian, did you just call me yellow?
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah. You called him yellow.
It's like when you said like
you leave my house.
shut up is like one of the worst insults or worst.
Yeah,
worst
shut up.
That's what, a couple weeks ago. You don't say shut up. It's like it's almost as bad as saying fuck you, and it's really
Yeah.
not.
like when I said,
No.
shut up, that lady at the deli.
Yeah, like you said that.
And I said, like, really mean, like, shut
But
up.
like Marty
It's not like-
McFly is called yellow like 4 times, and he almost ruins the entire space-time continuum 4 fucking times
Because it's just
of it.
like calling him chicken in the future.
You can't call him a chicken or a yellow.
You can't call him chicken. That's how the accident happened, and he.
yeah,
You know,
when him and Needles were gonna race.
You lily-livered yellow belly.
Fleas, Needles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like stupid. It's like you're yellow. What?
No, they.
So what?
Yeah, I know. Who cares?
Nobody
It's
calls
like-
me yellow.
Is it yellow Asian? So he's not Asian.
Yellow
so.
belly
I
coward.
know, I'm just
I
kidding.
remember one time we walked out of we went to some bar on the west side. Remember, it was on Merriman Road.
Token?
No, not Togan.
US 12?
Like it was some dance bar. I don't know why we went there. We went there because Kent again. And we were walking out, and there's like 3 or 4 of us. And
Did you go to the landing strip?
No.
And these guys were walking towards us, and of course the littlest squeakiest fuck in the group is like fags. Like when we were walking by,
Yeah.
and I'm like, we gotta kill this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
We're going back in.
yeah, and
He's dead.
But then everyone was talking. I was like, no, like why? He's an idiot. You know, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, and of course he's the little squeaker. And they're like, hey, fags. Like he's got like big tall guys around, and then it's like this little shit.
He's got his bodyguards with him.
he's got his team with him.
Yeah, I guess if you think about it as Marty McFly is a 17-year-old high school student. Yeah, okay, I guess he's not mature enough to let that go.
Not 25-year-old Michael J. Fox.
Was he even 25?
The thing
I
is,
don't know.
I think he was older than that even
He
by the
would-
time last one.
yeah,
would-
the last one, yeah, he was.
but even then, like a 17-year-old kid from 1985 wouldn't go back to 1885 and be like they call him yellow. Like, what does that mean? Like
Yeah, that's
yellow.
true. That's a good point.
You know,
He probably wouldn't know what the hell it meant.
And but back to here's something that interesting that happened with Elisabeth Shue. She was on a round table Zoom chat
Yeah.
about Back to the Future. They had everybody on, even Huey Lewis. They had them all.
Sweet.
Huey, all of them. She comes in, and I observed that they were all pretty cold towards her.
Really?
They did like, you know, like every time another one would join, like, you know, it's a producer. Here's Huey. I think Huey was the first guy, but everyone, they're like, hey, what's up, Huey, what's up? Everyone was like, when she came in, they were all kind of.
Here's Elizabeth.
They're like, Elizabeth.
So maybe was she difficult?
Not that I know of.
Or did she do something? Or did she like support Trump? What did she do to like make the rest?
I have no, not that
the
I
rest
know
of
of.
them not like her because they were like, I'm telling you, it seemed kind of cold.
I wonder. I don't know if I've ever read.
And I felt like swooping on. There's my chance.
Save her.
Yeah, right,
They're being
right.
cold. Hey, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I love you. These other people don't. I do.
That was your chance.
Yeah,
lost
you
it.
might have missed
I
it.
missed
Did you guys see that Zoom that they did? Dane Cook did with the Fast Times at Ridgemont
With
High?
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to Dan Cook's face?
I don't know.
I didn't.
Age.
I know he doesn't
He's
drink.
old, man.
I know he doesn't drink or do anything
No,
like that.
he had like a facelift, but he's all shiny and he looks fucking
Oh,
crazy.
did he really?
Yeah.
He looks like he's turning into Mr. Belding.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, he's kind of puffy
I
looking.
think Gordon Ramsay's a good person to display that you can have a wrinkled, fucked up, kind of older face, and it's still better than plastic surgery.
He also has really cool hair, though.
He does. He has
Who's
a full.
that?
He has a full head of hair too.
Yeah, a full head
that
of cool
that
hair.
that really helps.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay, the chef. Yeah,
He was up in Copper Harbor yesterday
I saw that.
What was he doing up there?
filming stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all I know.
Hey, get the fuck out quick! It's gonna be cold. You gotta get out of here.
Yeah, they were closing up stuff for the season. But yeah, he was up there.
They tried making him like the new Bourdain for a minute on Nat Geo, and it wasn't a bad show, but
You know what? He needs to just stick to his cooking shows, his other shows.
Yeah, he has
Actually,
a-
his Kitchen Nightmares wasn't bad, but that's
Everybody has a wheelhouse. Stay in it, right?
I've never seen anything.
what the fuck's
he's
wrong
done.
with Dane Cook?
what's that?
What the fuck is wrong with Dane Cook?
You see his face?
Yeah, it's weird shaped.
Yeah, he's had
weird
like a really tight facelift.
But like it's like
Sorry.
has he had cheek implants? Because the way it's angled, he has like a Skeletor thing going on right here.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't look right though. He looks like Mr. Belding.
See what I'm saying? Look at that sharp cheek.
Yeah, I watched the Zoom thing.
But Shia LaBeouf was brilliant.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. He was
And,
awesome.
Telling you guys, they were kind of cold towards my woman.
So
I don't like it.
But Shia LaBeouf, like, and I messaged. I was one of the bullet points.
Morgan Freeman was like narrating it, like how the
Who's Mr. Hand?
Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta.
Really?
But like Morgan Freeman's like narrating it, and then like he's saying like stuff. You know, he's saying like not Morgan Freeman kind of stuff. He's like, "Oh my goodness," you know. after he read something like what they were getting ready to talk about something, and it was really graphic, and he's like, "Oh my goodness."
Dude's like 84. He's probably not used to a lot of this stuff.
I watched the Bill and Ted Face the Music one, and a funny thing happened during it. So it's like Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith's like, you know, here's Alex Winter, here's Keanu, here's like the two guys that came up with Bill and Ted, you know, the guys that
Ed
wrote
Solomon.
it. Yeah, and they had everybody. And then they had the new actors come, and everybody was cool. And the one girl that played Ted's daughter,
Yeah.
she's like, my pronouns are right down here.
She's non-binary or
He's
whatever.
non-binary, and then all Kevin Smith said, because he's a respectful guy and he's pretty, you know, he's not like, he's a pretty liberal guy. Everybody's like, well done. And he just like moved on. He said, well done. For some reason, the well done comment made me laugh.
It was kind of like moving on, but dismissive also. At the
Yeah, he's
same
like,
time.
she's like, my pronouns are right down here, and he's like, all right, well done. That's all he could. Like
all
he got
my pronouns.
Yeah.
meaning she's like non-binary. She doesn't
Yeah,
consider
so
herself
it's-
anything.
So it's
Yeah.
them or us. Or
Well, all right. So
They, them, their, him.
So like I ordered something today to be delivered to me, and I'm filling out the shipping, and it says, title, Mr., Miss, Mrs.
Yeah.
And it says other, and so I just clicked other, and then it shows up. It goes other Alan T, my last name, and I'm like, well, I don't want it to say when it comes. I don't want it to say other, so I just said screw it. I'm going to be Mrs.
You're,
Yeah.
you should
So
be
now
what
I'm
about
Mrs.
Professor?
I wish they would have had that.
I consider myself trans good looking.
But I just said screw it. I'm going to be.
Transatlantic.
It was
I identify as 25.
It was a hair
Trans
product.
fat.
It was a hair product that I ordered, so I just figured I'd put
Can
Mrs.
that be our rap name? It's
Trans fat.
It's TRANSPHAT.
Trans fat.
But it has to be a guy your size. It can't be actually me. It's got to be a guy that's not fat. It's a skinny guy that believes he's fat.
Yeah.
Trans fat would be such a good rap name.
Yeah. It wouldn't be funny if it's me. It's got to be a guy like you.
Trans fat. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was such a buzzkill though. Like everybody's having a good time, and they're like, "My pronouns are in here." Like, well done.
Well done.
All right, cool.
Kevin Smith knows that he lost a bunch of weight and he can go buy new clothes, right?
He don't care.
Doesn't have to keep wearing the same.
Yeah, we
fucking
talked
clothes.
about this, but
it's fucking
he don't.
insane.
He don't care. He did not get any new clothes.
He's
He's wearing everything that he wore.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, Smith went from me to Al.
Yeah.
And then he's like, clothing is like what I'm wearing now, but he's Al size.
He just
Like, it's like,
he didn't go buy any new clothes. Period.
None.
Dude.
It's fucking hanging off him like a coat
this
rack.
This isn't
You
like
throw the clothes over a coat rack. That's Kevin.
this isn't like, halfway through his weight loss he bought some new clothes but now he's lost more weight. No, these are the clothes that he wore, fat Jay and Silent Bob.
When he couldn't get on the plane.
Yeah, when he couldn't get and he's still wearing
Did he get
them.
that fat?
Yeah,
He got really big.
Yeah, he couldn't get on they wanted him to buy 2 seats on a plane at one
Yeah.
point. And he was like,
I didn't know he got that big.
Oh,
I knew he was fat, but I didn't know he was like.
Yeah, he got but
they didn't even let me on a plane.
See, the thing is like they keep first of all, they are shrinking the seats big time because they want to pack more and more people in. But also, you don't have to be very big for them to go. They can discriminate you. They can go, oh yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, because I mean, like Bri, his mom, they made her. This was way back in the day. She was a big woman. They made her. She wasn't even that big at this point, and they made her buy 2 tickets
to Paradise.
Well, they would probably make me buy.
Pack your bags.
They
and
would
leave
probably.
tonight.
Nah, you'll fit in a seat.
I have really wide shoulders. I'm paying too. I think.
Yeah, you might.
I'm too deep.
You might.
Maybe.
I'm 275.
The best thing to do, like if you're a bigger person, like if you're a bigger guy, and you think that, I would just splurge and buy your ticket in advance, splurge and buy first class, because you're getting a nice big seat.
Yeah, then you ain't got to worry about it. Especially if you're like me and you fly once a lifetime.
Yeah, right. I mean, like
I'll do it another time, and that'll be it.
Like I mean,
I would buy 2 seats just to make sure there's no one next to me.
I got like
And buy the whole section. Everyone get the fuck away from
I've
me.
actually like 4 times that I've flown, I've got upgraded to first class. It was pretty cool.
It's cool. Did you get
Well, you can get to first class by if the stewardesses think you're hot or you have a panic attack. Either thing works.
Yeah.
or if you're Pat Monahan from Train and sing a song for him.
God.
Oh my God.
That Phil story.
That's
so good.
That's a
Yeah,
great
I don't
story.
remember what last thing I said, so I just came back in the room.
That's all right.
Shia LaBeouf, though.
Shia LaBeouf. dude,
Shia.
I've seen some of his more recent
Spicoli.
movies, and like
Not to be confused with Shia.
I'm a fan of his.
I am
now.
too. I am too.
What's the one he just did where he did the chest tattoo?
Not that one.
That he actually got.
I'm not a fan of that one. Tax Collector.
So you saw it though?
I did not see that one.
Oh.
I saw the Peanut Butter Falcon.
With he's trying to get the retarded kid to be a wrestler.
Yeah,
Okay.
which was really good. Jake the Snake's in it, and a couple other people are in it. Jake the Snake's a dick in it.
Dude, I
really?
totally.
Yeah.
Now I
And then
totally wanna
Honey
watch this.
Boy, which is kind of based on his life.
He plays his.
He plays
dad.
his own dad.
Yeah.
He was good in that.
Why does he look like the fucking Benjamin Franklin from The Office? The trailer.
He does, but I guess that's what his dad looked like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When he was first getting started, that's exactly what his dad looked like. So I've become a bit of a Shia fan in the last couple of years.
You know what? I really like the
I've
first
never seen anything he
Transformers
does.
movie.
The first one's okay.
The first one's really good, I thought.
Yeah.
And it really hit all the notes of being a Transformers fan of the toys and the cartoon as a
Yeah.
kid.
I like the first one.
How do they fuck up the G.I. Joe movie so bad?
Because they let the guy who made the Mummy make it.
Made the money.
Made the money. The guy
The
who
Rock
made
in it.
The guy who made yeah. Well, no, The Rock was in the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. The first one was not
Channing
The Rock.
Tatum?
Channing
You-
Tatum and Marlon Wayans.
I didn't even mind the casting. Channing Tatum's a fine dude.
No, yeah. No, the casting is fine. It's just
He's
the
a
person who
beautiful
made
man.
the movie was the same guy who made the first Mummy. Was great. I love the first Mummy.
I do like the first Mummy.
The second one was yeah. They make a third one? Yeah, that was a dragon.
Well,
That
they
was,
went
Brian, you
Asia.
just said the Russian word no. Yeah.
I said yes.
But in G.I. Joe, every character is like a wrestler. It's like they have this name,
Yeah.
and then they're that thing.
Yeah.
Where in this G.I. Joe movie, they were just the X-Men, and then they got suits that made them Iron Man.
Yeah,
It was really bad.
it was.
And,
It wasn't
and
good.
also Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing Cobra Commander, but he's not really Cobra Commander.
Oh,
But-
God.
But then he has a clear mask.
Clear
And then
mask.
he's like, yeah, it's
He
So
never,
you can
he
see
never
his
really.
face?
Yeah, it's terrible.
the second one
I never watched it.
made
'cause
Cobra Commander better.
I never finished the second one.
The second one's a bad movie, but they got Cobra Commander right.
So you,
Are they,
It's like all of a sudden just Bruce Willis shows up. Like, what the fuck is Bruce Willis
So you-
doing here?
you
You did
could
like
see
a
his-
Destiny patch where the first one sucked, but the second one, well, we put it out. It's better.
yeah,
Check it
They
out.
did a patch.
so you could see his face, like in the first
They
one.
do a twist where there's a character called the Doctor, not Dr. Mindbender, but
Yeah.
the Doctor. And it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh my god.
And then all of a sudden he takes off his Bane breathing apparatus. He's like I'm Cobra Commander. And then he puts on this clear mask that looks like fucking a clear, like a crystal skull vodka.
Yeah,
And then he's like, Joe's. And I'm like, this is fucking retarded.
That's
I gotta
bad.
give Levitt credit. He wrote a script about a porn addict that's addicted to porn,
yeah, Don Juan,
and then I'm gonna cast ScarJo in here too.
or was it called Don
Oh,
John? What was it called? What was the one he made? That him and
A
Scarlett
porn
Johansson.
addict that's addicted to porn.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He played like a total.
It's like a guy saw him. He's like, I will not self-incriminate myself. He just said that. I did the same thing
I
that
actually
guy
like him,
did.
though.
yeah, I was right. Don John. That was the name of the movie he made.
Don
Okay.
John, yep.
He wrote that.
But
So
he's a porn addict, and then he has
Addicted to
ScarJo.
Yeah, he's
Come
like,
on, man.
yeah, that's his girlfriend in it. I would write that
nice.
script too.
I would
Did you ever
too.
hear about that movie, Her, with Joaquin Phoenix?
Where he's, yeah,
They filmed the whole thing with like a one woman's voice, and then they got done. They're like, yeah, this girl's voice sucks. Let's just go get Scarlett Johansson.
yeah.
And that
So
was-
they
that was gonna
filmed
be
it
that
and they
girl's big break.
redid the voice for the entire movie.
Yeah.
Afterwards. Yeah.
And that was going to be that girl's like big break or whatever.
yeah.
Could you imagine the guy that's got
Oh, that was like he talked.
Fell in love with the phone or the
Operating
Yeah.
Imagine a guy that has to edit that though. Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got someone else to come in because they're what? He's
You know how much work I just did?
this is gonna take me.
I guess at that point they just did spot for spot. They just literally took what she said and they just had her talk over it. So it
Yeah,
wasn't like they had to go reshoot anything. But yeah,
I'd read that before, yeah.
It's like I got mad because last week we had to restart 2 minutes worth of podcasting
3 times.
So I can't imagine doing like a 2-hour movie with all this
we
pressure.
ended the show.
I-
We just
I-
went done.
I would have fucking just like, do you have like cocaine and pills, something that'll kill
Yeah.
me, but it won't hurt. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the
like-
pills, the cocaine, and the booze. I want it, so I just go to sleep and I don't know the difference.
Basically, like we had like 2 minutes and then like a few more minutes and then after like 3 tries, our engineering team just said it's over.
Yeah, engineering team meaning me, because I can't handle pressing a button.
It was like
too much.
This is too much. All right, well we're gonna call it.
it sounds like you're like doing CPR. Just call it.
Time of death.
Well, the
Time of
thing,
death.
like I was talking about this.
11:36.
I was talking about this. Like my effort, our effort to grow this channel has gotten to the point. Like I like the days where we just had the like portable recorder and we just grab the mics.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I just hit one button. Now it's like I gotta like check the internet and everything. It's like 4 or 5 different things
Oh,
because I'm so lazy.
Yeah.
I can't handle actual work.
like I've been, and I've talked about this before, but I make thumbnails for some of the old episodes, and I've been going back and making thumbnails so everything kind of looks uniform.
Fuck you! You're trying to shit on me. Everything I ever did, you shit on me.
No, not at all. But it's just full episodes, not the like little in between things. I was trying not to.
I noticed that.
But it's just, because it's something that somebody maybe listened to, and I'm like, oh, we need to get new people, so maybe if we change it,
yeah.
try it out. And the tags are the most important thing, is what they say.
That's the main deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes some work, and I like especially trying to go back and do like 50 episodes because it was all.
So let's just hire a team.
It's fun though. I like doing it, but my wife's like, you're always on a fucking computer. I'm like, shut up. No, I don't say that.
Shut it.
You need to listen to me, lady.
No, you got to be like, what part of shut the fuck up didn't you hear?
That's what I said. No, she's not listening.
The thing is, like, when we first did it, I assumed that, like, when we first started doing this, like, like I just like, well, I'll put it out there and people will find it. Somehow, some way, through all this muck and mire, they'll find us.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Like it's a lot of work. And the thing is too, I also like assume like everything we make, like every week we make it like, oh God, this is so bad. It's not good. But I listen to what other people do that are way more successful than us. And I'm not just saying this. There's a couple like top tier people that are great. Now we'll never be that ever. But like there's this middle tier that are doing this for a living and making pretty good money. I think we're as good as them. It's just the fact of like
they did it, but that's the other thing. They did it first.
Yeah.
So now it's
it's like I'm a good metalcore band, but like As They Lay Dying already exist.
Yeah.
You're like trying to we're jumping on the train here too late.
That's a real band, right?
Yeah, and he tried to kill his wife.
Oh, that's the guy.
Or somebody to try to kill his wife.
Yeah. Tim had a murder for hire plot.
That's what we talked about before.
And they always work out so well.
They do. Yeah,
I know. We did a part of a show, but it was just me and him doing it.
And then the band members from that band went and like, we're never going to be with this guy again because he's a scumbag. And then they couldn't find any other success anywhere.
And they let him join.
And then they came back.
Brought him back.
Yeah, they're all back together.
Oh, it's even better than that.
Oh.
They're a Christian metal.
Yeah,
that's their thing.
Yeah, so forgiveness.
So like, Tim might have tried to kill his wife.
Well,
we gotta forgive him.
Is he not going to prison?
He went.
He did.
He went to prison for like 5 years.
I didn't realize it had been that long. Holy crap! I remember reading it. I didn't realize it was that long.
But see, the thing is, like, me and my Uncle Kerry were talking about. I went and saw my uncles. I took my nephews over there to see their great uncle. And he's like, the only difference between like an attempted murder and an actual murder is that you succeeded. It's still the same fucking thing.
Yeah, right.
So Tim tried to kill his wife.
Yeah.
But because it was a cop he talked to and no one killed her, he's back on the streets.
It's like
then it's the same thing with like if you have bad aim, like I want to blow this motherfucker's brains out and you shoot him in the shoulder.
Well,
you get 2 years versus like a guy that aimed properly to the face.
It's still the premeditation. It's the act. It should still, like if you walk into a bank and try to rob the bank and holds them at gunpoint, but you don't get any money, you still try to rob a fucking bank.
Yeah.
Tim, you try to kill your wife, you're a fucking shitbag.
Do you know he has a side project called Austrian Death Machine, and it's all
Arnold
Schwarzenegger themed.
Yep.
Metalcore.
Oh, I think the first time you were here, we talked about that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And did he?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Who did he kill making that? Tim, you're a bad person. Stop killing.
Stop killing.
You got to look at his metamorphosis too, though, because when like As I Lay Dying started out, he was like rail thin. He looked like the singer of fucking My Chemical Romance. And then he just got juiced to the gills.
Yeah, now he looks like Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Fucking huge. Yeah, I saw him. Tim but I don't want to fight you, Tim. Ever.
No.
I can't beat you.
No, it's cool. He's just putting a roof on your parents' house.
Yeah, that guy, yeah. No, that guy looked like someone that hangs out with Wes Watson.
Tim won't kill you. Don't worry. He'll hire somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Fucking suddenly there'd be some random guy do the fucking swoop cable in.
Yeah, like the SWAT team and come swooping down in like 3 or 4.
Oh, like Christmas Vacation.
Like Christmas Vacation, yeah. Or SWAT with Colin Farrell. No.
And one of my highest rated comments, because they have it's under my civilian name, not the Radio Underground banner. But under my name, the song Confined by As I Lay Dying, I put, this song needs to be changed to Solitary Confined for Tim when he was in jail.
When he's in jail.
Yeah, and I got a lot of likes for that. It's called Cheap Heat, folks, if you're a wrestling fan.
Stanley Cup's going to a Game 6.
It's like when you're cheap heat is like if you go to a town, like say you're a Michigan guy, you go to Columbus, Ohio, the Buckeyes suck. It's cheap heat.
Yeah, cheap heat, yep.
But then the flip side of that is the cheap pop, and that was the old knock on Cena was like he gets more cheap pop than a poor family at Costco.
Well, Hey, you're talking about pop. The guy that invented that term, the very inventor of the term, has passed away. Joe Laurinaitis.
Of pop?
No, Joe Laurinaitis.
He created pop.
Animal of the Legion of Doom. His thing was, did you hear that pop? It was actually Joe that invented that term. The crowd pop.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So
I really was confused there. I
said,
wasn't
me and Hawk went out there and it popped. So Joe Laurinaitis, Animal for Legion of Doom. So Legion of Doom is officially gone, both members.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Did you guys ever watch when in WWE for the Attitude Era when they had Hawk actually act out his alcoholism as a storyline?
Yeah.
That was phenomenal.
It was pretty fucked up.
It was brutal, but phenomenal. Because he was like, my name's Mike Hagstrand. I have an alcohol problem. He even like admitted to like what you do, you know, when you have the issue or whatever. And he's like, I'm sorry, this and that. And then he would go out there and like relapse. But I don't know if he actually relapsed, but they portrayed him as a relapser.
What a rush.
It was pretty dark.
It was.
And then he beat up the ICP for no reason because he was drunk.
Well, I mean, there's
great.
always a reason to be
Well,
alive.
then they had LOD 2000 and they had Darren Drozdov play Puke, and he was going to be like the other member of LOD. And then Hawk climbed the Titantron, and then they made it like look like Drozdov was going to like hand his like to help him, but then let him go, and like he fell like 30 feet down.
Yeah.
And then Drozdov was actually feeding him the pills too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then Drozdov actually got fucked up by D'Lo Brown.
Yeah.
He's paralyzed as all hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
He was a former football player, right?
He can make him. Yeah,
He played in the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Puked on the football
Puked on the
during
football.
Monday night
Whoa.
football.
Who is it?
Darren Drozdov.
Oh.
He actually could make himself puke.
He did that at his audition for WWE in McMahon's office into McMahon's garbage can. And McMahon being the fucking toilet humor guy, he was like, I love it. Let's sign him. Like,
You're hired.
so they rolled out this new faction. I don't watch much WWE lately, but I kind of like keep up with it just online from the things I follow on Facebook. So they rolled out this new faction that had been attacking WWE for like months now called Retribution. And they
Was
had,
that Roman Reigns?
well, no, they had like a Antifa kind of.
Oh yeah.
They were like covered with masks. They were like blowing up generators at the the performance center, and they were like fucking shit up and just attacking people. But then they all of a sudden signed contracts, and now they're part of the system.
That's the thing I never understood about wrestling.
Leave it to Vince to fucking make money off the Civil War that's going to brew up.
So instead of having the Antifa gimmick, which was already really lame, but it was better than what they went to.
Yeah.
Now they all have like Bane masks, and they're like,
I did see that.
but they look like C-level Mortal Kombat characters.
Yeah.
And
Like smoke.
It's just getting hammered like across the board from fans, critics, but even like I guess backstage, like when these guys were like wearing their masks to go out there, you got people like Randy Orton like just fucking laughing at them and stuff.
You guys got fucked over.
Yeah.
Who are they going to create to battle them like a MAGA team? Like Trump's going to walk them out there. Hey, we're going to stop you. We're going to beat you.
Your mic just went out.
Well, they actually have like an all black.
There it is.
They actually have an all black like group right now called the Hurt Business, which is actually kind of awesome. It's like MVP, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Like they're actually cool because it looks like Evolution, which was like
Yeah.
Triple H, Ric Flair. But yeah, this Retribution group it stinks on ice.
It stank. It wasn't good when it started, and it got worse.
It somehow got worse. Like the Antifa thing was already bad, but that was so much better than what they did now.
I'll have to not watch it.
I've continued the trend of non-wrestling watching.
AEW,
The only
is still good.
the only wrestling I watch is Shoot Wrestling talking about wrestling when people actually thought it was real.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about anything else. I don't care.
Just can't get into it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Man.
Again, though, this might have been considered a guilty pleasure maybe 10 years ago, but now I am who I am. I just want to watch.
Yeah, who cares?
But also, when you do something like with friends, especially now during the pandemic where we rarely see friends for shit, it's like I got my brother and my buddy Bill. They come over every Wednesday, watch AEW.
Yeah.
But whatever.
No, I've heard that from everybody. AEW is killing it. And
AEW is awesome. Like it's
WWE
When
is not.
when I watch the like competing, and there's no crowd. It's so fucking stupid.
Oh my god! I don't get it.
It's like I saw a match with Brian Pillman's son, and I was like, oh cool. I'll see if he's as athletic as his dad.
What's his character's name?
I don't know.
He's just Brian Pillman Jr. or
Brian
something.
Pillman.
I thought
Jr.
somebody. Who am I thinking of?
He fought some black guy, and it was just
who am I thinking
it was horrific because there's no crowd.
Well, now
Wrestling, the crowd is as much a part of the show as the act.
they
Yeah,
have,
exactly.
They have a
You know,
crowd at
the
AEW
pop.
now, but not like a massive crowd. They think they have like a 15% crowd or whatever because of COVID.
Boo!
COVID.
We all have the right to die of COVID. Boo!
Oh, I was thinking of Luke Perry's son, Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. I knew there was something like that.
right. I forgot he was.
I knew he was going to do it. As soon as I brought up Jungle Boy,
I did see that the governor of
Night to
Florida just reopened all theme parks to full capacity.
Yeah.
What's it, Rick DeSantis or whatever?
they didn't do any percentage. It's just like, yeah.
It was just like going from like this percent to just fucking full on. Who gives a shit?
Yep. Yeah. But isn't that where the training center is for them? Where WWE was doing all their shows from?
Yeah, but then they took over the Amway where the Orlando Magic play.
I laugh when I heard Amway.
What's that?
Where the Magic play?
Yeah.
Yeah. But were they still doing fans
So
and stuff?
we got this
No.
products that you invest in.
Oh, the Amway.
It builds like a pyramid.
What's up?
Because Amway
You're
made
not
their
old
money.
enough to remember Amway.
It's basically it's a pyramid scheme. That's what it started off as.
Oh.
You start selling their stuff, and then you introduce people
Go door to door.
and have them sell stuff, and then they have people sell stuff. and
So
It's basically-
Tupperware.
It was like, yeah, but it was like
And try to boost their
it
numbers.
was like the epitome of a pyramid scheme. It's just it was upside down.
They tried to claim that Procter and Gamble were devil worshippers.
Yeah, that's
These people are devil worshippers. Our competitors.
that's Dick DeVos, right? His dad started Amway.
Or one of them.
One of one of them.
How's that connected to Betsy?
It's relative.
It's a relative.
Well,
for
I know,
sure.
but I'm saying like is that like the
I think that's her dad.
mother or
I think it's
father?
her dad.
I think it was
yeah.
her dad
Oh,
also.
okay.
Yeah, but Dick ran for governor. He ran for governor of Michigan at one point.
That family's still a huge influence in Grand Rapids.
Dude,
right?
he
Oh
spent-
yeah.
He spent his own money to run for governor, and he spent like double what the governor spends for election.
But he won, right?
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh.
He didn't even it wasn't even like
I don't think it was close.
no. No, he
So
spent like
it's
double
it's
or more.
Like the Bloomberg shit with the presidential campaign.
He spent so much money for nothing.
Yeah. To just
Dude,
do
like he
fucking-
comes. He
I think
comes
what
in
killed
like-
Bloomberg was him eating from the catering.
But he comes.
He's like dipping his hands in the cake. I honestly think Bloomberg would have done better because he wasn't as far left as some of the Democrats. But the problem was he did the catering thing.
Yeah,
And he's like in the buffalo wing, and they had a super sensitive microphone. He was
But I mean,
dipping
like
his
he
hands
came in. He came in kind of later than everybody,
oh, way later.
and then he spent like what? He dropped like $1 billion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
He dropped like $1 billion, and then just went, "Yeah, I'm out."
yeah. I'm from New York. I hate Trump because I know him personally. These buffalo wings are so good.
so bad.
The super high gain microphone.
It was like it made me think of the Naked Gun where Frank Drebin goes to the bathroom. He still has a microphone on. And you just hear him urinating for like 2.5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so sensitive. He had an ASMR mic on.
ASMR mic. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Whispers.
Yeah. Yeah. Those girls are all have. I know. I like how like since we didn't really make fun of them. We talked about them.
Yeah.
But now they're doing like
Just like porn.
OnlyFans, like the Gentle Clover
What are you
Whispers
guys
girl.
talking about?
You know what ASMR is?
No, what's that?
It's where like they do the whispering and stuff and like the microphone scratching.
It's usually
No clue.
an 8 of 10 attractive girls or beyond,
Yeah.
and they just like they do super. They crank the gain on their microphones way up, and they like
What medium is this? Like,
it's on YouTube.
YouTube.
oh, okay.
But most of them have just graduated to the full on like sucking cock.
Yeah, this was
doing it all.
like this was like it was just straight up like pretty hot chicks with big racks.
When we talked about it, it was over a year ago, like a year and 3 months ago, like summer of last year.
Yeah.
So it's just audio.
Audio porn, like they're like
'cause
they're
I
like
mean-
scratching, like
How you doing today?
It was like,
Dude, that's fucking funny because I remember going to the library when I was a kid. My parents lived across the street from the library.
Yeah.
We would go to the library and call on the payphone, the sex phone numbers, and you wouldn't talk to an actual person, but you get the intros.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, what's up, player? Like,
Yeah.
1-800-HOT-SEX.
Yeah, you were already done by that point.
They do
I
like
just came all over the library.
they do like sexy whispering
but-
and different stuff, different sounds are supposed to soothe you, and
Sexy whispering, huh?
So
it's weird.
a few of them though,
But it's
like
gotten huge.
a few of them like didn't grow their YouTube channel quite to their liking, so they're like,
OnlyFans and
all right, I'm gonna just suck my boyfriend's cock for money on camera.
if you're familiar with OnlyFans,
I know what that is. I don't partake in it, but I know what it is.
you're not like what did Morgan drop $120 last month on it?
Yeah, he's got an issue.
He's got an issue.
He's like there's this girl.
Oh,
and
I
it was a
mean,
girl
yeah.
he grew up with. Like Morgan, like don't.
Don't do it, man.
Just stop it. Get some help. That Michael Jordan meme.
They'd be like, a girl I went to high school with. A girl I went to high school with. Usually, if you know them, they'll do it for free.
Yeah, don't have to pay.
I found, it's like,
That's wild.
yeah. Like, Mike, I went to high school with you. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
like I got like a bunch of different girls on my Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, check out my OnlyFans." I'm like, "No,
No, it's okay.
I'm not. Look, I'm a pathetic loser, but I'm not paying.
but you know,
Why
like,
would you pay
I
for
mean,
it?
I've
There's so much porn that's
because you
so
can
easy
click,
to get.
you can click on and find out like what they charge, and they all charge different. And it's like some of them, it's like, I mean, you better do a lot for what you're asking for.
Yeah, and it's not like a one-time fee would be one thing. Like,
It's a monthly fee.
or like I'll pay you $20 to see you wank. Okay, fine, chick. Play with your bean for me for $20.
Your bean.
Yeah,
but
flip the bean, dude.
you have to subscribe, and you got the automatic payment that comes out.
yeah.
So
Fuck that.
It's a monthly subscription, and then they'll have special videos that if you want to see that video, you have to pay
Costs more.
extra.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not that
Tiered systems are so fucking junk for everything, though.
Like if you pay for $5 a month, you get a free this, and then if you pay for this, you get that, and then then the guys from Dubai that pay the top amount, I go fly to Dubai and shit in their mouth. Like it's always like a different tier.
But you get a free T-shirt.
Dude.
That's true. Yeah.
I just remember. I still, I listened to Drew and Mike for years, and then all of a sudden they weren't around anymore. And when I moved back here, it was Dave and Chuck the Freak, and there was this episode where they were talking to this girl, and she's like, yeah, like, so she did like escort shit. So she's like, yeah. So then one night this dude takes me and he wants me to just go on this date, where, to this fundraiser or something. And he's really rich. And then all of a sudden afterward, they didn't have sex, but then she's like, okay, well, he wanted her to bring a friend with her next time. And basically all he wanted them to do was smoke cigarettes and put them out on his asshole.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
That's an easy payday.
She's like,
I'll do that.
She's like, he paid us $1,500 each for like an hour of smoking cigarettes and putting them out on his asshole.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's easy money. Does anyone want me to do that? I'll get this podcast going.
I mean, it was like,
Let's do it.
I was dying.
Wait, you mean like us putting cigarettes out on people, or people putting cigarettes out on us?
Oh, we put it on them.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
That's easy.
I don't really like either. It all feels icky to me.
that does feel a little icky.
I just
It
remember
does.
the guy I work with, Chris, we were sitting there and he goes, did that really just happen? I'm like, yeah. He goes, did I hear it? I go, yeah. I go, you heard it right. He goes, what the fuck's wrong with people?
It's just
It's like this bodybuilder. I watch him on YouTube. His name is Greg Valentino. He's hilarious. Fucking hilarious Italian guy. And he was talking about like because some bodybuilders, not all of them, some of them do gay for pay.
oh god.
Where they like, because they're all jacked and everything, gay guys pay a lot of money to fool around with them. But he said a friend of his is like
with penises and stuff.
gay shit. You fuck gay guys. But he was like, he's like, Greg, I got an easy job. This is the easiest gig. You don't even have to take your clothes off. You don't got to do nothing.
I'm intrigued.
And he's like, all right. He goes, it's simple. Just listen to what I did. And all the gay guys there did, he strapped himself to like a thing where like a wheel where he like kind of turned around and throw darts and shit at him and hot pokers and
What?
stuff. And he's like at first he goes, I was so disturbed, like I can't do this. And he goes, then the guy talks shit at you, and he goes like, then you're you, because fuck you, man. He's like so
I'll teach you.
He's like, so I'm throwing shit in this guy and throwing hot pokers at him because he's talking shit at me. And he goes, and at the end of it, his lover unstraps him from the wheel, and they jack off together, and he goes, and they gave me $3,000.
Holy crap!
I didn't have to touch anybody. I didn't even have to take my
That
shirt.
is
Is it the wheel of fish from UHF?
So I didn't even have to take my shirt off or
Red
anything.
Zappa.
He goes, but I did tell my friend I'm never doing that again.
The wheel of morality.
He goes,
That
but
wouldn't be it.
But he goes, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was kind of cool because I was just like throwing shit at this guy.
That is insane. And so $3,000, right?
Yeah, to just throw shit at the guy. Yeah, he's like, it's pretty.
$3,000.
But this guy has
I'm intrigued.
The craziest. Yeah, all we gotta do is throw stuff.
$3,000.
Throw darts at a gay guy, and you get $3,000.
Well, I mean,
It's not a bad deal.
isn't that a hate crime though?
If they ask for it, it's
Oh
not.
no, that's true. Yeah.
If he says throw shit at me, you cis asshole, it's free. You make money. Why not?
$3,000.
Did you guys ever see the trailer for that documentary come out called about the Action Park in New Jersey?
Oh, it's on HBO Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's already out.
It's already out?
Oh, yeah.
Again.
Okay. Because I never knew nothing about that, and I'm so interested in
You
that.
didn't see the Knoxville movie,
No.
Action Point?
No.
That's based on that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but they changed a lot of stuff.
Well, the problem is we have the Fire Stick,
Yeah.
and apparently HBO Max.
No, same thing with Roku.
So what's up with that? Like,
Somebody wants more money than somebody else is willing to offer.
so how do I get this now?
You can get on your phone.
I know
So what is
Janine
this?
pulled it up on the iPad, but I don't want to. I might just watch it one day, but
Yeah.
What is this about?
there's a theme park from the 1970s and 80s.
Yeah.
That was in New Jersey.
Yep.
And it was completely unsafe.
Yeah.
And then all the staff was drunk
And on drugs.
and on drugs.
They
And
made their own amusement park
we
rides.
should play the trailer because it's great because they show like a water slide that does a full circle, like a full.
It fell apart though.
And they everyone busted their mouth in it, and they went to go fix it. They found teeth inside of it.
They made a crappy Johnny Knoxville movie a couple years ago that came out. It was about it.
And then they also said that like the machine that shoots like baseballs and tennis balls, so you can practice swinging. At,
Yeah.
like, whether you're like batting or you're gonna use
batting
your-
cages.
yeah,
Like
or you're gonna use your tennis racket. They would just dip them in gasoline and then light them on fire and just hit fireballs. And they were just.
It's called Class Action Park is the name of the documentary.
The owner of the park couldn't get insurance to cover the park. It was like a Cedar Point type place,
right.
So, or it was like a water with a couple rides, but mostly
Yeah.
a water park with like a couple other rides and some batting cages and shit like that. So he just decided, well, I'll just create my own insurance company offshore and cover my park.
Yeah. I don't remember. Oh, I was listening to something. It was at work, and they listened to whatever fucking radio station J Tower is on. I don't even know which one it is. And he's from New Jersey, and he's like, everybody I knew went to Action Park. And he said, everybody I knew that went there came back with an injury.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
I knew nothing. I knew nothing about this.
Yeah.
So when I saw the trailer, it was like presented to me on Facebook, just like you might interest like Class Action Park. I'm like, this looks cool. It's just a theme park where everybody got hurt because anything happened, like anything went.
Yeah. It's crazy. Don't watch the Knoxville movie, by the way.
I won't.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's got some funny moments, but it sucked. And then they actually film it at the park. Anyways, they changed a lot of stuff. But I saw that and I was like, man, I got to see that. And it's on HBO, so I can watch it on my fucking phone, but I don't want to watch it on my phone.
Yeah, I might if I'm bored on the iPad because I think it's on there too.
Yeah, I guess that'd be better on my phone, but
Did you watch the McBillions?
no.
About the Monopoly McDonald's thing?
I've seen something before, but I've never
That
watched it.
documentary was crazy because like I always felt it was a scam.
Oh, the Monopoly game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I never knew it was like almost like a mafia-driven scam.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only caught a little bit of that, but it makes sense because, man, when that thing came out every year when it would, it's Monopoly time.
It makes you forget about stuff though. Like for everything that exists, there's always one person that is like in control. Despite what it is, there's always one person that's like, they are the, I need to talk to the manager. This is the person that you need to talk to. So if that guy is corrupt, it's a lost cause.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what the thing was with the McDonald's Monopoly thing.
Like the reptilian overlord, the main one.
So like the guy that ran the thing,
Deep down, they run it all.
if I'm that guy and you guys are my friends, I'm obviously going to give you guys the winning tickets.
Yeah.
like find some way to get it to you.
Yeah. It makes sense to me, though.
Why do I want some fucking random schmucks winning this nonsense?
Hand it off to us and we split it with you. That's the way you do it.
Yeah, that was
I
actually
deserve
pretty
it.
good.
There's one more I was going to ask if you'd seen anything for. It's the David Arquette one. You Can't Kill David Arquette.
Oh,
I heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where it's about his wrestling time and Vince Russo and a bunch of other people are in it.
It's really weird now because he did the whole thing where he won the WCW title back in the day, and he was like Pretty Boy David Arquette married to Courtney Cox.
Courtney
at the
Cox,
time.
yeah.
But now he's doing like hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
To where he shouldn't be doing this.
And the one picture I saw of him, he's he's probably juicing, but he was like shredded. So I don't know if he started working out again.
He almost got killed at one point because his throat got cut or something from a match. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet. I've been meaning to, and I was hoping we could talk about it, but I haven't seen it yet. So let's just ignore it.
Full immersion.
But
Do it.
I wanted to see it because it looks like Vince Russo explains his reasoning for making him the champ.
Vince Russo just wanted to do whatever got them the most viewers.
Yeah,
every
but I
time.
think that got more backlash than it did viewers. People
Russo
hated
But there's a
that.
point-
he viewed wrestling as like a TV show.
Jerry
Pure
Springer.
rating. Yeah, he didn't care about like the integrity of the backstory of the Ole Anderson days and the
Jim Cornette
the
hates
territory
him so much.
The territory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's why Cornette hates him. And the funny thing is, we talked about Carl from Who Are These Podcasts,
Yeah.
and he was like, he never did a wrestling podcast. He never watched wrestling. He's like, and then he was asked like his listeners like, you got to shit on this. Vince Russo has a podcast.
Oh,
And,
does he?
Yeah, and he goes, and you have to pay to hear it.
Oh, God.
So someone paid the behind the paywall to get him the file and everything. And he's like, I listened to it, and he goes, I'm not gonna lie. He goes, the guy just shits on everybody. Talking about because Vince Russo like wrestling is two guys pretending to fight, and like the way Vince Russo shit on the entire business, and he just hates everybody. That's why Cornette and everybody hates him.
Yeah.
And Carl, who didn't know anything, he's like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of like this guy. he's like he just hates everybody and just shits on people. He goes,
That's great.
He's like, this is not a bad podcast to listen to, because usually Carl hates makes fun of everybody he listens to, but he listened to Vince Russo. He's like, I like this guy. It's like kind of, and the funny thing is Russo is like an extreme Christian now, so he doesn't swear while he's being mean to people.
Oh.
Just says bro a lot.
And he's like, so that's one of the things they clip is like how he says bro, and they made fun of certain things, but Carl was kind of went easy and was like, I ain't gonna lie, I like this guy because he just hates everybody. It's kind of nice to listen to.
It's fucked up because like people like Vince Russo and then Jim Cornette couldn't be more polar opposites.
Yeah.
But wrestling is its best when it's in the middle of what those two dudes'
Yeah,
ideals
you
are.
you need the show, but you need the work. You need the workers, and you need the show. You need both things.
And you also need like the legacies, the history of it. Like if it's all just new young guys, no one's gonna care. You need to be like he said, Brian Pillman's son. That dude, that dude could be somebody, but he's in a spot right now where he's just kind of like a jobber.
And the most interesting thing about the dichotomy of the two of them, Russo and Cornette. Cornette is the extreme like traditionalist. Like he likes the history of it, the Dutch Mantels, the old stories of the territory days, the Von Erichs, all that. And then you got Russo, who's like, it's a TV show. Let's do the Springer thing crazy. Russo is the extreme right-wing guy, and Cornette is an extreme left-wing guy. Like, Cornette hates Donald Trump, hates Republicans, but he's an extreme traditionalist in terms of wrestling. Russo is an extreme, let's make it like the most wildest, outlandish thing we can make it. He's the Trump like Republican
So they're like
guy.
the opposite of what
They're,
you
so
think.
they're the opposite to each other in every imaginable way. One guy is the right wing guy that fuck tradition, other than my politics, let's just make a show. And then the other guy is tradition's everything, but I hate Trump and I hate the American tradition. It's so weird how the two of them exist.
I like that more though, because like that's how everyone's a real person. Like I hate being put in boxes. Like, oh, you like this, you have to like this.
Yeah,
Like,
Al was talking
Yeah.
about that earlier.
Yeah, before you got here.
Before you got that,
Yeah.
Al brought that off because Al might appear to be one thing, and then he's like, well, I'm not. And he was explaining himself to that kid at work. And you can tell that story.
I'm a card-carrying member of the Republican Party. I have been for over 20 years.
Yep.
But I'm a right of center Republican. I'm not conservative. I'm not Christian. I'm not anti-abortion. I'm not, anti-abortion or none of this stuff. But now it's, well, okay, if you don't agree with everything, you're a commie. And then the other side, if you don't agree with everything, you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's
insane.
no different degrees,
There's no nuance.
variations of.
There's no nuance.
Yeah, and I mean, there was
We're all well-rounded individuals.
There was right of center people and left of center people. There were moderate Democrats. There were moderate Republicans. There were, your hardcores on both sides. But there was different degrees of it, And my thing was, I was big on. I believed in smaller taxes, smaller government. The Second Amendment was huge, and certain little things. But then I believed I had a lot of social issues that I like to be part of that kind of let me leaning more to the other side.
Oh yeah.
So, but I generally voted for Republicans.
But without giving names, I've seen people before. Like I am the same way. I have people in my family, both sides, and it's like I've had people that I know who are like super big into guns, super big into hunting. But if they happen to just be like, gay people should be able to have whatever rights they have. People that know them are like, wait, but you like guns and you think gay that's a well-rounded individual. Like it's fucking.
It's called a libertarian.
It's essentially what it is. It's essentially. I mean, I've always had more.
You like Rush? Rush was the libertarian.
I was like a.
I not Rush the band, not Limbaugh.
I was like, I was like more. Yes. Like independent, libertarian. Yeah, definitely. But it's funny because like this kid understood exactly what I was saying. He even said he goes, I don't watch any of the news programs because I mean it just seems like they're just telling you what you should be
afraid of.
Well, the thing was me, like I thought of let people do what they want until the fireworks thing.
Yeah.
They legalize fireworks here and they blow them off all the time. I'm like, all right, maybe we need some regulation.
I will say
maybe I'll go. I'm not a Democrat, but maybe I can get on with okay, can we regulate this?
I'm a huge proponent of the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, but really what it was started for is not really what a lot of people believe in it now. They believe it's about having as many guns as we want to protect our house. Well, no, that's not really what it was about. And I really don't want somebody to have a missile launcher.
It's also turned into almost cosplay at this point of guys what's the most insane gun I can have to bring out in public and show everybody I'm a fucking man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is right now, I put on Twitter the Black Lives Matter versus and the Trump people. It's Black LARPs matter. Everybody's out there fucking LARPing. These people are LARPing and pretending that there's some fucking freedom fighter.
There's a lot of them.
They're
doing
all
that
pretending.
Shit. Right.
It's like, dude, if the shit got real and there was some legit civil war where there was mass graves, the people out there that are doing it right now ain't gonna be the people doing it. It'll be trained people from either side. I don't pick your side, but it's not gonna be who's out there right now. It ain't gonna be. It's gonna be people who are way meaner, way more brutal, and it's not gonna be fun. You're not gonna go out there and protest and burn a building and then go back to the KFC. No, you're gonna have to fortify, go to the woods. It's gonna be fucking Red Dawn style.
Is there
Why is it got to be KFC, Mike?
Yeah.
is there a worse representative for black people and their causes than woke white people?
Yeah, right.
Like, it's like I've seen so many videos where like not so many, where like it's over the top, but like, you know, you get these like white people with like masks on, like Guy Fawkes masks or whatever, like spray painting a Starbucks, and you got the black people like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, we're out here trying to march peacefully, and you're just fucking spray painting a Starbucks window.
When they had the protests downtown, most of the people that got in trouble were from fucking Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were from fucking Birmingham and fucking West Bloomfield and shit.
Well,
There were a bunch of fucking rich white fucking kids that were fucking causing problems down there.
The people think they're doing the right thing, but they're actually.
Well, some of them were just retards doing it.
Detroit's police chief is a fucking country boy, hillbilly guy, but he's black, and he's not gonna have that shit in his fucking city.
It was
so if
actually-
you go down to his city acting like an idiot,
It was
you're not. It's not gonna end well for you.
It was refreshing when all those like riots and shit were going on that we never really had the black eye here.
No, we're not going to have it here because we had the towns that have had the riots. It ain't going to happen again. It happened here.
they had
it happened in a lot. Watts. Everybody that's had it is like, dude, no, it's not worth.
Well, they
it.
had they had somebody they found him dead, shot in his car, but they don't really even know what. I mean, I haven't heard anything else beyond that. But it just happened to be that when they found them, that was when all the protests were going on.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
I'm
here,
like,
I mean,
great.
You're not talking about Jizzle P, are you? Just from the other day?
Brian Jizzle
No,
P, bring him up. Jizzle
Oh.
P's gone. He's
That
gone.
was just I read it on our group chat, but it was
What's a
couple months ago
Jizzle
when
P?
they had the
oh no,
protests.
there was two people gunned down in a car in Detroit, and one was in front of his mom, but it was up and coming rapper Jizzle P,
That's a bad name.
which is a horrible name.
Respect to Jizzle.
Respect the Jizzle, but I don't respect your name.
Well, you know, but I mean, like I've heard that a lot, like up and coming rappers. I'm like, well, where you got a contract?
That's what I don't know.
No, he'll give you his mixtape at 7-Eleven.
Well, the thing is, when I hear that, it makes me embarrassed that I used to walk around. I would walk around like parking lots and Mount Clemens and shit and Royal Oak and like hand out my demo, and it was just
That's brutal.
It was like, dude, I was that guy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm probably on someone else's podcast. Dude, some fucking idiot handed me this in 2003.
Yeah.
And I'm someone's joke right now. I know it. I know I am.
It's weird to think about. Like he's saying, look, because when we made music, I wasn't that far after you guys with your brother in the band, but it's like it was pre-social media.
Yeah.
We really had to make flyers. Like,
Yeah.
like-
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still young. Like, it's fucking weird to think about.
No, I had to go like walk up to people and try to and lie to them and tell them this is really good. And I'd be like, check us out, knowing that it was a pile of shit that I was handing them.
I was lucky because I worked in a print shop, so if I needed to print flyers, I would just like when no one was looking, use the copiers and just print flyers and stuff.
But I think like Facebook came out the year after the band I was in was done, which is funny to think about.
I mean,
well, I lucked out
MySpace
because
maybe, but I don't know about
I lucked out
Facebook.
because
MySpace. Sorry, MySpace.
Yeah, okay.
I lucked out because he worked at a print shop and our drummer worked at a t-shirt shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had all this like
we could take care of
we had all this
advertising and merchandise.
infrastructure behind us, but Skarnak wasn't. I was in other bands that were worse. Skarnak was the band that I have no shame. I thought we had a great time, but like I was into other things. I was like handing people stuff.
But your point was to have fun, though.
Exactly.
Like, and that's like me and my buddy Rob just talked about this. Like, we were both recently rediscovered Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
And we're like, I like Limp Bizkit now.
Do you?
At the time, I wasn't a big fan. I liked certain songs, but it's like they were the antithesis of bands like The Strokes taking themselves too seriously.
That's true.
And it was the same time frame. It was like Limp Bizkit and The Strokes were the
Yeah.
same thing. And it was like, this band's wearing leather jackets, like, nothing matters, we're too cool. And then Limp Bizkit's like, no, we're just going to, like, say what we feel and wear red hats.
The funny thing is you bring that up, and the reality is you should just be having fun doing what you're doing. And I remember my dad back when you guys were like your band, when guys from my band split off to do your band, and I was trying to do this like serious like metal thing, like we're like metal, like we're tough,
We're metal. We're tough.
and then like, and my dad like came back and he's like, he talked to you because you worked at a large pharmacy place at the time.
It's a chain.
It's a chain, and he's like, yeah, I talked to Jay, and he's like, he seemed like they're just having it, and he told me, he's like, we just like to go out there and have fun. I'm like, yeah, that's probably what we should be doing, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're trying to be like.
I never once looked at that shit as like remotely as a career. Not
Well,
one time.
The thing with Skarnak was that, like, all right,
I'm not talking about Skarnak. I'm talking about.
but it was like having fun, you know. And there's people still that I know that still say to me 20 years later, like, dude, that was great, and it could have been something big. I'm like, well, I don't know that it could have been something big, but it was definitely great.
Well,
you know?
it's like
'Cause it was
anything.
fun.
Anything like our first band, their band after us. People that go out there and just enjoy themselves, it resonates with people.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you just do something that like resonates with people, it doesn't matter like how skilled you are. People are like, hey, I like these guys. That's it. And like I was telling you guys earlier before we did this podcast, like, because I'm always like hypercritical of what we're doing. I'm like, not what you're doing, what I'm doing. Because I'm like the guy on the board, like, okay, I got to do this. I got to change this. I got to change that. And then I listen to it, and it's never that bad, ever.
It's never as bad as you think.
Never. It's always pretty good. And I listen to, I won't say names of other podcasts that are super like high rated and like everybody loves them. I'm like, this isn't that much better than what I'm doing at all. I'm not saying like the top guys like Rogan or like that, but like there's other people that like have like a just bullshit talking this and that, and it's like, I don't know, like I don't think it's just a matter of it's luck who finds you, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like a band. Especially Jay's band with your brother and everything. I'm like, if they would have been like found, that they would have been fine. I really think that.
You guys could have been the next Simple Plan.
Simple plan.
You're bringing them up.
I would have sabotaged it because I wanted nothing to do with that being my career ever.
I don't know what happened. My son all of a sudden got into Simple Plan.
Yeah,
Like,
But I remember
they're
when
still around, and they are.
When you guys did your first show at the iRock, and I saw the guys, and you had your wheel thing, and I actually went up there and did the wheel thing, and I was like, I like went down like, wow, man, these guys, because you guys were all like really young, and I'm like, this could like work.
Yeah.
Well, that was my
Like,
whole
like,
idea was
like,
stealing
this-
that from Bloodhound Gang. Bloodhound Gang was always like not very talented musicians.
Yeah, but they're
they knew
fun.
how to entertain a crowd.
Yeah.
And it usually came with like theatrics. So I was like, well, what can we do? Well, let's do like a fucking wheel with just bullshit. And
It worked, man. and when we did our band, like I heard a lot of people like the guys that like the funny thing is like the like local nothing bands that never did anything always hated us because we had like a crowd. But like the guys that were like signed or had done stuff and come back, or they were kind of on the down. And remember Halloween, that band?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Halloween band guys, they loved us.
Yeah.
They were signed. They'd been to Europe. They'd been all over the world, and they're like, dude. I was like,
Well, they were like a theatrical style, like
completely different than us.
Yeah.
And I talked to their guitar player Donnie Allen, and he was and their singer too, Brian. And he's like,
He sounds cool.
yeah, and he was with the RY by the way. But he was like, he's like, you guys are thoroughly entertaining. I'm like, what? It was only our second show. He's like,
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you guys are thoroughly entertaining. He goes, you go up there and you do your thing. And he goes, I'm impressed. He goes, musicianship doesn't impress me anymore. I've seen it all.
Yeah, right.
He goes, you guys go up there and you do a show, and he goes, and it's funny. It's great. He goes, he said, you guys are unique. Unique matters.
Yeah,
to me.
right.
To
It
me,
does,
as someone
yeah.
that's been doing this for 20 years, unique matters. I'm like, thanks, man. And like he saw Jay, by the way, who passed away, our guitar player. Jay was just like drinking somewhere at their shelter or something. Old, little skinny Jay. He's just drinking a beer and he has a guy hit him on the shoulder. Hey, what's up, man? It was the singer from Halloween. Like,
I remembered him.
You remembered him?
For like a year later, he's like, Skyrack, right? He's like, oh yeah, Halloween. And he was like, totally like, you guys are great. Like, so, and that was Jay, by the way. Rest in peace, and our old guitar player. And hey, man, we made an impression to a signed musician. So
Yeah, right,
Hey,
right.
what are you gonna do? It's all about like who you impact, right?
Yeah.
I don't be all Tony Robbins, but who you impact.
Well, all right. So like, there's somebody that I've known all my life pretty much, but like where he grew up, there was a band that played, and they played Iraq, and you guys may have played with them, but I don't know. But they were real critical because they were trying to be like the next like Limp Bizkit.
Big thing, yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to be like a Limp Bizkit or whatever. And they were critical. And so this person I knew said, yeah, I never went and saw Skarnak because, his name was Johnny. And he's like, oh, yeah, he said you guys, that they totally sucked. I go, oh, yeah, well, he's an asshole. But other than being in a band that sucked, he's already an asshole. I've known him for years, and he's like, yeah, I should have, and I think I had like the CD of like the few songs that you guys recorded, like whatever, and I played for him, and he's like, oh man, you guys sounded good. I'm like, oh, that wasn't even that good of a recording, But
it's like the thing is like, I don't care about anyone's skill level. It's like, what's different about you?
Yeah, right.
Skill level I don't fucking care, because everybody can like learn an instrument and like get good at it, but like, what do you bring to the table?
Do any of you guys still have a cassette player?
No.
An actual cassette player?
Yeah.
No.
Because I actually have a cassette of you guys playing a show from Iraq.
Okay.
No.
I mean,
I wish
could
I
probably get
did,
my
but I
hands on
don't.
one.
Because at the time, I think
I do in my Jeep.
Craig and Tom had something set up to record, and like we just put like a recorder at the Iraq and just recorded the.
Did you have
show.
a Home Alone 2 talk boy?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was pretty much that.
My Jeep's got a tape player in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
We need to find something to transfer so we can transfer it. That's what we need. Are we running up against time?
Yeah.
We're getting close.
Well, I just want to bring up on a lighter note. You guys were talking about libertarians earlier, and like, did you see what happened to Ron Paul?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
He stroked.
He had a stroke during an interview.
Ron Paul had a stroke during the interview. He's
Really?
Dude, it was messed up.
Well, Mike,
Really
want to talk
bad.
about?
Ron's the old one.
Ron's the dad.
Yeah,
stroke bear.
yeah. Ron's
He's
the
80
old
something.
one. Yeah,
But he started glitching out.
not his idiot son.
That's what it looked like. It looked like a freaking glitch.
He
I'm like,
literally, Ron had a glitch
and then
out,
the interviewer was like,
straight up.
Dr. Paul, and he looked mortified.
And I love Ron Paul, but that was bad.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care who it was. I don't want to watch somebody have a stroke. Like I thought hopefully I was hoping I'd go my whole life without seeing somebody actually have a stroke, because I wasn't there when Dad had one, obviously.
No.
But that was fucked up.
He's going,
and they kind of just stopped.
I'm surprised,
Like, locked up.
because he's really old.
He's very old,
and he lived.
Yeah, and they're not even calling it a stroke. They're saying he had an episode because he's fine now.
I don't know how he's fine.
Did they take him to the hospital?
Yeah.
Then they probably injected him.
Well, the thing
But
is,
I mean, you're still talking. No matter what kind of
he's a
stroke it is, you're talking
doctor.
about one day.
He's a doctor. His son is a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Rand Paul.
Rand, yeah, he's they're both doctors.
Yeah.
Remember his neighbor tackled him?
No, his neighbor. The thing is, his neighbor was like a crazy left winger and beat him up.
Oh yeah.
And he just, because he's a public, he literally let the guy just like wail on him instead of like stopping it. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, I get it. You and your dad are pacifists. No wars ever. No fighting. But someone's beating you up. Fucking do something, man.
Yeah, right.
Don't just sit there and get pounded out. But he had like 2 broken ribs because
He got fucked up.
he got a deranged person beating him up.
Rand Paul says Timberlake hair.
He does. He does.
Yeah. But Rand is Anyway, Ron, he's alive. I don't know how he is alive.
Yeah, but I mean, he's old, and like you're talking a day later,
Yeah.
and he was fine. It's like,
Yeah,
was
but I
it?
mean, like if he was really having a stroke, like if they get you to the hospital within, quick enough,
Yeah.
I mean, they could pull you out of that shit, and there are people that have had no problems afterwards.
Yeah,
That's true.
The quicker the better.
Yeah,
They can inject you up with something. And,
because like even like that didn't happen with Gordie Howe, but they took him down to Mexico, and he had the stem cell injections. And he was playing basketball like 2 weeks later with his grandkids. And
Hey guys, I have to kill it because our allotment for Spreaker is 3 hours.
yeah,
All right.
Not this, but Spreaker.
that's fine.
It's 3 hours. So Radio Underground, we gotta go.
All right.
Peace.